Hello, hello. Good song choices, as always. Awesome. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everyone is good. I know I am. I am.
How about no?
Hi. That kills me every time you come in. I swear. You would think I'd get used to it by now. Anyway, how are you, my dear? Oh.
There you go. Sorry.
My bad. No, I'm sorry. I was talking to you. Didn't realize I deafened. My bad. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
You would think I would get used to your entrance by now, but it's still.
I keep meaning to remove it. I thought I did, so that I could, because the music is playing, and I'm like, I don't want to like come in and have that play in the middle of something. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Yeah. I had that. Remember my Taco Bell sound? I didn't realize that could be heard over the stream until I did that one stream. I'm like, shit.
yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
No, I'm really looking forward to this, and I hope that I not hope, I know that we're all going to have a great conversation. So this is,
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know or that weren't aware of this, yesterday, Megan and I were invited on to our guest tonight. Her name is JoJo. We were invited onto her channel yesterday to have a discussion with her in an interview, if you will, about the current standings of commentary and women in commentary, and it was all an after effect as to what was going on Badwick's stream too, and other stuff that's been going on as well. Well, unfortunately, because of me being the boomer that I am, I was not able to connect properly to the program that JoJo has set up for streaming. So Maggot took over for me, and I think that you did really, really well. I think that you two really had a great conversation. I watched the rest of the stream today.
Yeah.
So Maggot took over for me. So if you guys want to check that out, that was on her channel, which I will link here real quick before I will put in the chat here real quick before I pull her in. So we are continuing that conversation today. Tonight rather. JoJo was nice enough to come on here tonight with us and to continue it, and also she was able to get Discord. So that all should be well and good for her, I hope. So we'll see. But there is the episode that Maggot was on mostly yesterday. I was there in the background, just trying to get in, but oh well.
Yeah.
It happened. So there's the episode to it. So yeah. So let's go ahead and bring her in.
All right.
Hello, JoJo. JoJo?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
JoJo.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm here.
Oh, woo!
Okay,
oh,
she's here.
Okay, woo! How are you, my dear? How are you?
I'm kind of irritated, but I'll be all right.
I'm sorry. What is something happen or just life stuff?
Well, the getting the Discord connected to the Ecamm Live, I gotta kind of go old school.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well,
Meaning I have to like pretty much code it in and whatnot, so that's gonna be a pain in my neck.
oh, I'm sorry. Well, me being again, like I said in the beginning, me being the boomer that I am, I couldn't even get that figured out. Oh well. Anyway.
Well, back in the day, that's how it was. Back in the day, it was the black screen before Windows came up, and you had to basically code everything. So
yeah,
that's what I have to do. I have to go old school.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you taking the frustration out and for you doing this. I appreciate it. That's very kind of you to do. So how are you? Other than the bit of frustration, how have you been since yesterday?
Pretty good actually.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I figured that we could, like I told you both yesterday. I know that unfortunately things didn't work out with me yesterday, but I figured that tonight would be a good time for us to kind of sort of continue the conversation and talk about some things that also has came up. You've seen my streams before. You've been to my channel before. Excuse me, but you've only been in the chat, so you kind of know how these things work out. I don't know if we're going to take callers tonight or not. I guess it's just going to depend on how everything goes.
Yeah, probably tentatively, probably not.
Probably not. No.
It's just meant to be a conversation, so.
Mm-hmm. So,
well, yeah, especially if they're gonna derail.
well, yeah, they might.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might.
That tends to be the case with callers. So
yeah. So we'll see how everything plays out. But right now, we're not going to take any callers. It's just going to be us talking. And yeah, so
we're getting a Peepaw raid, by the way.
are we? Yay! Thank you, Peepaw. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, he went live tonight around 5 or 6 Eastern.
Yeah, I watched a bit of
Yeah.
what he was, him and I don't know. It's kind of confusing because him and D-Max and Jai, were trying to like figure out like what really constitute content creation and being a YouTuber and whatnot. And it's like, dude, it's just semantics.
Oh God, those conversations are so. They're just so. I can never.
Exhausting.
Yeah, I can never. Those kind of conversations just kill me. I zone right out.
Thank you. But no, here's the thing with that though, right? And this is kind of like that's kind of like what they were talking about tonight is kind of like what we're going to be talking about tonight to a certain degree, and continuing that up. It was actually just kind of, I had since people didn't go live this morning, which, I didn't know if he was going to really talk about what happened on the Bad Wig streams
What happened? Okay,
nothing,
I was gonna say,
nothing.
Did something happen last night? Because, like, the way he was talking about it on stream today, made me I was genuinely like, what the fuck happened when I left the stream last night? Because the way he was talking about it made it seem like something like horrible happened.
No, nothing happened. Girl, you would know if something did.
It didn't seem like anything happened. I caught up on that. My friend sent me that one, by the way.
No, so. Everything was fine. Everything was
it didn't seem yeah. I don't know.
I don't.
He's just fucking dramatic. Okay, he's so dramatic.
I think that he was. Well, what I meant by the Bad Wig streams was like the last few, besides last night's. Although apparently, I don't know. You were there for most of it more than I was. I came in like towards the tail end of it. I came in like soon after you left, I think. But
yeah, I was there for like an hour, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I was there for I'd say probably a little over an hour and a half, give or take, maybe. But no, nothing. See, legitly, nothing happened last night. Nothing. Like everything was kosher. Everything was fine.
There was a bit of like bickering and stuff, and like, but everything was like all like fun and games. You know what I mean? It wasn't everybody was just fucking around. I'm sorry. Am I allowed to swear?
Oh, of course. You're
you forget.
No, you're totally good. No, you're fine. But no, I didn't. I was there the whole time. I was there when he ended. Nothing happened. I told the story of how I met a goth mommy in the wild, but that was really about it. Like,
everybody was intrigued on that one.
Yeah, that was interesting. But but yeah. Other than that, no, that was I have no idea. But anyway.
I thought it was fun personally, I told Bad Wig before the stream started, I was like, I'm not going on for like blood sports and shit. And I had this, I don't know if I'd call it a productive conversation with Huggy, but I had a conversation with Huggy. Yeah. Got to talk to Milltown, which was interesting. So
oh, well, there you go. See? And I think that's so the broader question, I guess, that was kind of discussed more so tonight on Peepaw stream too. And also, again, I've noticed that this conversation comes up every so often, and I think Matt Pitt put it best in a tweet that he did last night, like towards the end of that stream. That
really
what? Did you not see his tweet?
Yeah, well, Peepaw read it on stream, and I'm just like, that's a dog shit take.
Well, I mean, it's in a way, I guess you could say that, but to me, it kind of
same tweet. Let me see
the commentary reset one. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay, yeah, dog shit take. Okay, I'm right. Okay.
All right. Okay, fair enough. But I thought that again, it's kind of true. I think it's kind of true in a sense, and I don't know, but anyway,
it's looking at shit so black and white. You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh, everybody's friends again. It's like, no, I still think Huggy's a fucking snake. I still don't like Milltown. But you can go on a stream with people you don't like and be cordial. Like it doesn't always have to be. And this is the thing that irritates me about it, is because it's like either either everybody is complaining because people are fighting, or they're complaining because people get along. Like, pick a fucking struggle, dude.
Exactly.
Hold on, guys. I'm like, apparently I am buffering hardcore. Let me check the stream here real quick. Hold on. What is the issue? I'm getting like
I don't know. It seems to be working fine for me, but
I'm getting a really poor status.
oh, now it's
right
buffering. Yeah, now it's
getting-
buffering.
Yeah, I see it. I'm getting like a poor status right now. What is going on? I was wondering why the chat wasn't like talking. I was like, what is going on? I might need to. No, I don't want to redo the stream. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can figure this out.
Refresh.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Everyone, refresh, please. What is going on? That is so weird. I had zero issue watching people earlier. That's so strange. Oh, must be something on YouTube's end, I guess. Oh, there we go. Okay, well, it's somewhat back, I think. There you go. Okay, cool. All right. Sorry, guys. It's still saying it's buffering for me. Do you guys show everything okay?
It's playing on my end, but it's definitely a little
laggy.
Yeah, laggy.
Just a little bit.
Okay. All right. Hold on.
Buffering again.
I think people.
What the hell?
I think people.
Tired of these technical difficulties.
I think right. I think people was having this problem too. I don't think it's OBS because everything on OBS is fine. At least I think it is anyway.
What does it say? Can you check your connection on your end?
Right now it's showing in the red, but I don't know why. It's the stream itself. The stream is showing red. What?
Bruh.
Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm tempted to end it and redo it. Hold on, let me see something. I might need to restart my... Is it okay now, Kill Sims? Hold on, let me see something. Yeah, it's hella...
Yeah, they're saying it seems to be okay.
Okay. It looked like it was buffering there for me at first.
Yeah,
okay.
Kilsim says that it seems to be okay.
Okay, cool.
I'm looking at the chat right now.
Okay. Alrighty, let me check something here. One last thing here, real quick. Okay, I'm checking. I'm playing. Okay, cool. Okay, all right. We'll see how this goes.
We also have a ton of other people going live right now, so the competition is.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, the Bo Black.
There's a lot of people. Just by looking on my side, there's a lot of people going live. You know what I mean?
So it's buffering again. It's buffering again.
Yeah, that's an interference, unfortunately.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, you know what I think it is. I mean,
even Peepaw has said that it's YouTube's issue. It's not ours.
Yeah, I think let's see, Chris Snark, Bo Blacks, a whole bunch of people are apparently live going over the Sniper Wolf stuff.
So gay.
Yeah.
I have a lot of other creators that I follow that are live right now too. So it's like, ugh. So
give me a second. It says stream status. Let me see something. Stream health. Okay.
Yeah, even Nintendo Mail says it's YouTube
there
today.
we go.
I guess.
Okay,
I don't know.
We're back. We got excellent connection. Okay. Woohoo!
Jesus Christ Almighty! I'm gonna die.
Megan's gonna have a brain aneurysm. No.
No kidding.
No.
No
okay.
kidding.
Okay.
But she didn't have one yesterday.
All right. Peepaw's fault for rating. I'm kidding. Don't come
for real. People curse us.
Don't come at me. Don't come at me. Don't come at me.
You can come at me, old man. I don't give a fuck.
Don't come at me.
Oh
anyway. No, I love Peepaw. Peepaws are my homie. But anyway, funny. So but no, I think so back to what I was going to say initially. So let me revise my statement a little bit about Matt's tweet.
No. Don't revise it. Don't revise it.
No,
you go with your original. Go with your original take. Don't, because I don't know what everybody heard.
No. This is what I'm sticking with what I was originally saying, but I'm just revising a little bit and giving more context. That's all I'm doing.
All right.
So yes, there seems to be I think that what his meaning behind it was that there is a commentary reset, yes, in the sense that, yeah, it's, we're not fighting anymore, right? Like, we're all just trying to forgetting it and moving on, right? But yeah, you're right though, in the sense that we don't want to interact with you if we don't necessarily have to interact with like Milltown or Huggy or anybody like that. I'm just using those two as examples, not meaning to, refer to what happened, but still, we can, in a sense of like being in a panel like that, right? And just be civil and be cordial with each other, right? We don't want to have blood sports again. That was fucking exhausting.
I mean, if we're going to view it, okay, here's the thing, right? If we're going to view commentary in the way that most of these people want us to, people like Matt Pitt, people like whoever, right? Mm-hmm. They look at it as like, this is a business kind of thing, right? Everybody is kind of co-workers, and so it's like, yeah, I don't like Milltown, I don't like Huggy, but I can be on a stream with them and be cordial. That doesn't mean I'm best friends with them.
Exactly, yeah.
And I hate the framing of, like, putting everything in such a black and white perspective. It's fucking gay.
No,
it's gay.
well, Jojo, what do you think?
Well, honestly, like, going through everything and then not only hearing from your guys' perspective, on top of anti-commentary, on top of people that, because I've seen so much on Twitter as far as like why people hate this like small niche of a community. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And like looking at it from all angles, at the end of the day, like I explained it to like the best way I could yesterday when you guys, like obviously KHuck couldn't come up, but after Maggot left, I tried to like put it simplicity as much as possible because people want a specific answer and you can't. Mm-hmm. Not when it comes to any sector of YouTube, because you're going to have people that don't get along. Mm-hmm. You're going to have people that are trolls. Yeah. Everybody has their own agenda. Everybody has basically their own means for their content creation. Mm-hmm. And I've seen it way worse in other sectors, to be fair. Like I actually prefer commentary because it's less salacious. And as much as people are going to be like, that's not possible. If you go into the other sectors, they're calling CPS on people. They're like doxing to the T. They're like making sure these people are in jail. Like it's bad if you go into the other sectors.
Oh,
so
yeah.
This one
is
a little less deviant.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Arguably, the doxing has peaked. The doxing has peaked recently,
True. But no, I think, and no, you have a good point though there too with that, and so do you, Maggot, in the sense that yes, the doxing the doxing is just fucking out of control, and it's annoying as hell, and it's just like, why? Like, what is the point? But overall, I think that JoJo is right though too, because I've heard, and I haven't seen him myself, but a good, obviously I don't mean to like reference her all the time, but Xylee talks about that quite a bit, about how the tea community, how they will jump down your throat and then some. The other like the Krama, I think as she calls it, is that right? The Krama community.
The crime drama.
Don't even get me started on that one.
Yeah, the Krama community. Different people like that. Like they're cutthroat. Like they will go after you in a heartbeat. And I think that that's part of the reason why. And that's But what you were saying though too, I think that that's why I got so drawn to the commentary itself, to the commentary community itself, because I saw like these other creators, maybe small, maybe somewhat big creators, interacting with each other and having fun. Yeah, did they shit on each other and give each other shit from time to time? Absolutely. But then again, you also have to think though too that some of these people have known or worked with them online or have some of them even met in real life, have known them for years, right?
Well, I mean, there's that, sure, but also just like the commentary community in general, and I think we talked about this yesterday, me and JoJo, you just have to be like prepared for people to be blunt and maybe not so nice to you.
Right.
I mean, that's how it is online in general. Like in most online settings, people are gonna naturally be more blunt and rude than they would be like in a real life setting.
Right. No,
so.
I agree. No, I agree. And I think that that's something that I personally have had to adjust to a little bit. And again, I've said this before, and I'm starting to get out of that safe space, I guess is the best way to put it. I don't know really how to describe it. But the best way that I can put it is this. Yes, and I'm starting to get out of my safe space / comfort zone when it comes to like wanting to be protected, like, oh no, don't hurt me, don't punch down on me, you can't say mean things, right?
Oh, like, never use the punch down argument. Never do that.
I never would do that either. But again, I don't want to come off like that. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be able to say what's on my mind and say what I'm thinking and feeling in the moment, and I could be right, I could be wrong, and that's what I'm starting to get used to. And what something that you guys also brought up yesterday was standing up for yourself.
Yeah.
When you've had enough. Something that has happened here recently. So, and but well, I want to kind of address something that I think that you guys said yesterday too, about me in particular seeming like it is that I can't stand up for myself, or that I can't speak for myself. Well,
to be clear, I said that I feel like you're more than capable of doing so, right? And that I've seen you do it on different occasions. So
right, no,
I only brought, to be fair, I only brought it up because that's what everyone comes to me with, as far as like, well, what is your take on this? Why do you feel like she's guarded, or she just doesn't want to defend herself, or is she too nice, or like all of these things? And then like looking at it from everybody else's angle, because if you like play back the streams, whether it's Badwick's, whether it's your streams, if you play them back and you have other people on, you're gonna notice that you stay silent, hon, and that's where people are coming from. And like you said, like Maggot is pretty, you're pretty straightforward, right? So you're pretty straightforward, but you're also protective, Maggot. Like a lot of people forget that too, is that you guys are really close. You guys aren't just, and that's just doing this shit just to do it. You guys are actually friends. You guys are actually close. Like, and I know that there's like this thing online where, and this is any sector, to be fair, any creator have come at me with this, is that there's no such thing as an online friend. And I call BS, because you'd be surprised how many people I've met in person just from being online. Like the furthest people have traveled to see me, because I can't drive, obviously, is Paris and Africa. Okay. These people have traveled to 12-hour flights just to come see me. And I've met them years ago when I started this channel, not the previous channel that I had, but this channel. They have traveled to see me because when I broke up with my ex-boyfriend, they just wanted to make sure I was okay. They wanted to see if I needed anything. Like, that's an actual friend, my dear. And people that, have a chip on their shoulder, and people that just can't seem to get along with people online want to act like, oh, there's no such thing as online friends. I call bullshit.
I mean, one of my closest friends is literally online, so.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's just some people can make friends, some people can't, whether you're in person or online.
Well, yeah, and exactly, and that's very true. I agree.
Yeah.
But no, the only reason why I wanted to bring it up was because I wanted to just give my thoughts on what you guys brought up. It's not again, what you guys said yesterday was, I watched the rest of the stream from yesterday. I watched it today. It was very fair, and I think that you guys had a really great conversation. I was really bummed that I couldn't be in it, but we were gonna have a part 2, I think, regardless. I think from the sounds of it, but I'm glad that we were able to make this work out. But here's my thing, though, right? And I said this, and I thought about this earlier when you guys were talking about it. I have always struggled to a certain degree on speaking up more. Always. I've always been this way. Ask anybody that knows me in IRL, right? Like, anybody that knows me in IRL, I have always had issues speaking up sometimes. I don't know why.
As far as like, okay, okay, you're gonna have to be. But a lot of people have a problem with that too, is because you're not very specific. Um, do you have trouble speaking up as far as like defending yourself, or like speaking up in general if like people are having like a take and then you have your opinion, but you're afraid to like literally open your mouth? Because
No,
there's a lot of ways you can split that. You know what I
that's
mean?
true. Yeah, a little bit. Well, see, here's the thing. When I was younger, I would get like people would pick on me or people would say stuff about me or I wouldn't when I didn't feel like it was justified and things like that, and I would have a tough time speaking up for myself and actually standing up for myself when it came to somebody who treated me like shit. Now,
Right.
but here but now as I've gotten older, obviously I speak my mind whenever the hell I want and I don't care. But when it comes to the online sphere, when it comes into this community and actually like being on panels or being on another person's stream or something, sometimes I do have to stop myself and think, okay, can I get away with saying this because I don't want to come across as sounding wrong or whatever.
Yeah.
Or
I mean, I think that's fair to be.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to be cautious in that.
Yeah. That's
regard.
that's what I do, right? Like I sometimes it may show off as me being a little bit too cautious, and I will agree with anybody on that one. But that probably does look that way, but that's truthfully that's not what I'm trying to do. It's just that or when you're on a panel with like, oh, I don't know, 20 people and they're all screaming and yelling and you got loud noises going on, hard to get a word in edgewise there too. Sometimes. But again, that's also part of it, right?
Oh shit.
Uh-oh. We lost JoJo. Okay, hold on. Give her a second. Let me see what I can do. Hold on, give me a second.
I'm gonna yeet myself into the motherfucking abyss, I swear to God.
Right?
I swear to God.
Okay, there she is.
Okay, she's back.
Okay. Hello, you good?
Welcome back.
I'm back.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're good. Okay. So, but, no, what was I saying about, like, being cautious and stuff? But, yeah, no, I can also see, though, too, on how that is perceived to be not me not speaking up enough, right? I do get that. And that's why I'm trying to work on that when it comes to certain things and actually saying what I feel and think. And again, I've said this before, I'm not good necessarily always at talking like right off the cuff and saying exactly what's on my mind right at that moment. I am not good at that at all. I never have been. So, but when it comes to, and especially when it comes to the online stuff and this community stuff, sometimes it's just that, again, so many different things are said all at once and so many different things go off at once and my ADD goes like all over the fucking place. So that's also a factor though too. But I have zero issue when it comes to defending myself or anybody else or Maggot or anybody else that I know and love within this community. I have zero issue standing up for them or me. Zero. But the only time that I've really had to do that was obviously with what happened when the whole thing with Leia and everything. So I really and Milltown, I should say, but it's again, I've never really had to do that up until now, right? Because I've never had an instance where I needed to or that I felt that I needed to. So
to be fair, like I've never had I mean, despite whatever, like I've never really had blood sports like that either. Like Leia was really my first like real blood sport. So
right. Well,
Shadow Humor says I would never stand up for Maggot. Fuck you, Shadow.
Right, Shadow. Shut the hell up. Your butt, anyway.
I don't need no man to stand up for me. Get wrecked, homo.
Shadow, go eat your dinner. Go eat your dinner by yourself, okay? Go eat your dinner for two by yourself, all right? Go on.
For two.
Anyway.
Oh, jeez.
Gonna take Diley on a double date. Whatever. Anyway.
Okay, we're gonna talk about the fact that she flat out rejected him. All right, he's eating dinner alone.
That was hilarious. Anyway, but yeah, no, so that's all that I really wanted to clarify on was with that. But also on the same token, in defending feeling like I need to defend some people, you know, whatever, like Maggot or whatever. Maggot is more than capable of standing up for herself. We all know this, right?
Right.
Anybody that knows Maggot knows that she's more than capable of doing that. But I am also protective of her too. But you know, when it comes to like certain things or certain situations, what do? I check. I not that I do it intentionally, but on occasion, just to make sure that everything is cool. Like what happened after Friday night stream. I just messaged you just to say hi, and apparently, what happened with you? You got all sorts of DMs about if you were okay.
Bruh. Yeah, it's so. Every time me and Leia have like a screaming match, I get a bunch of DMs of people being like, "Are you good? Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Am I not supposed to be? Like, should I be in my bathroom cutting my wrist right now over this?
No
or
kidding.
like, what's the real
No
reaction
kidding.
that you want from me? Like, I don't give a fuck.
Right, right. And that's the other thing though, right? Is that yes, you do have feelings, okay? And yeah, things are going to get to you on occasion. I get that. And I think that that's but with the so let me ask you this. And maybe I'm thinking way too deep into it, and if I am, I know you'll tell me. But why do you think that you got those DMs? I have an idea as to why.
Probably. If I had to wager a guess, probably because I don't really get into screaming matches with people. Like, even though I am like blunt and whatever, that kind of shit is not really my forte. I'm more like, I'm the type of bitch who's gonna catch you on the playback. You know, I'm a clipper for a reason. So,
right.
screaming matches are not necessarily my thing. Like, I mean, in real life maybe, but like in an online setting, screaming matches are not really my thing. So,
right.
I just assume people aren't used to seeing me like scream and yell at somebody on the internet, and at least not in that way. And maybe that's why. I don't know.
Well, I think that's a good that's a good thought. Yeah, and that's actually a good point too. But Jojo, why do you think that she did? Do you have any opinions on it?
I was just gonna say that people aren't used to. Obviously, Leah is well known for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's just her personality, and everybody. I've noticed that a lot of people are afraid of Leah. And people are like, "How are like you guys follow each other on Twitter?" And I'm like, "She's actually, really cool.
Yeah,
she's not scary as you guys think she is. She's actually, pretty cool. She's like, well, to me, she's a chill person. Like, if that's her personality, that just take it with a grain of salt. Like, that's who she is. Like, if you don't like her, then you don't have to, watch her streams. Or it's really no different. It's at the end of the day, it's just. You just have to accept people for who they are. And if you can't do that, then maybe online presence isn't your thing. But I do agree with Maggot that, that's just something that they're not used to out of her. And like, you guys did, full out scream at each other to the point where, Leah was pretty much losing her voice.
Yeah.
Like, it got to that point.
Yeah.
And like, I'd rather people DM you and just check on you. You know what I'm saying? Because at least they know, like, from that sense that they, actually care.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
they actually they know you on a certain level, obviously, because otherwise they wouldn't have checked anything.
Well,
yeah, no, I mean, I get that too, and I think that probably plays a role in it too. But I just like, I don't know. I don't personally find Leia to be scary. It's really just not that deep,
No, it's not.
I don't either.
It's just your personality. That's really all it is.
Right. No, I agree.
Just take it or leave it. And if not, then what does she always say? Fuck off.
No, there you go. Yeah. And no, that's the way that I look at it though too, right? Is that she has a and this is well known with her, this is the same way with her, and I'd say in a different way, it's the same way with Xylee, it's the same way with Maggot. Like, the three of them are, like, I don't want to say forces of nature, but but all three of them don't put up with bullshit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, but they do it in their own way when it comes to, standing up for themselves and different things like that. Like, they do it in their own unique way. Like,
Right.
like Leia will go off on somebody in her own way. Siley will do the same thing. Maggot will do the same thing. I'm not trying to pick on them, but those are the three that I think of in particular when it comes to, being a force of nature, if you will, when it comes to certain things. But they're also but I also think though too, and I don't know if I would say in a sense though too that Leia is kind of protective in a sense too, because she's very protective of her personal life to a certain degree, and
Right.
she's very protective of herself as well too, right? Like, I get that. I'm very protective of my stuff too. We all are to a certain degree, but it should also be noted, and I think that most people probably already know this, that Leia and Maggot are obviously cool. They're fine. We're over it. It is what it is. We all called a truce. We're all good. Like,
Yeah, bro. See, this is the thing, right? And this is not. I'm not shitting on Leia here, right? But like, this kind of shit is like not. It's normal for her, right? Like this fucking going onto a stream and yelling and whatever. And I mean, also, it's like a pattern of behavior almost, like with like last night, for instance, instead of like coming in and yelling at me, which I mean, I think we were already past that because we had been on a stream together the night before or whatever, and everything was cool. But like, she comes on and she yells at Huggy instead, which was fucking based. But it's just like, it's a pattern of behavior for her, and it doesn't surprise me. Like, when the first time we had blood sports and I saw her pop up in waiting, I knew right away that as soon as she came in, it was going to be a fucking argument. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. No, I get it.
If you've been around long enough, you should know that Leia can just be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, in watching her streams, and hear me out, in watching a lot of her streams and observing how she is, people can't say that, she's, this is out of left field. Why is she screaming? You just said it's a pattern of behavior.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it's not out of left field at all. No.
No, it is not.
You can't have both. But also, like, I've noticed that with her, at the end of the day, she does get fed up. Like, you can tell, like, when she's got long hours at work. Like, working corporate is fucking brutal.
Yeah, it is.
She's got long hours at work, and then she's got to come home, because, like, her work never ends. Think about that.
Right.
People that work 9 to 5 and then do YouTube, their work never ends. So they're fucking irritated by the time they get home.
Right.
They're already irritated. They're exhausted, and then I got to stream. Fuck.
Can relate. Yep.
So if you're already irritated, and she says it herself, like, right, like, if people actually, pay attention to the streams, she says it herself. I'm tired today. I'm irritated today. I'm fucking done with this shit. Like, will literally say it at, like, the first, like, not even 2 minutes in.
I think,
but people don't want to look into that. Like, people want to make it a bigger deal than it needs to fucking be, and that's where people's, like, start spurging out over her behavior, and it's not necessarily her behavior.
Look, I think okay. I mean, I think that's all well and fine that she can be tired from work and etc. Okay, but at the same time, it's not an excuse. Like, don't get me wrong, I understand that, like, sometimes we all have our moments on the internet, right, where we're just fucking assholes and where we spurg out, whatever, but I think you also need to have, like, a level of control on the internet, right? Like, if you're in that bad of a mood and you just can't control yourself to the point where you have to take it out on everybody around you, maybe unplug for the night, maybe take a break for the night. Like, I understand working long hours.
That is the problem. Like, look at all these other creators that can't put the fucking thing down. Look at FouseyTube.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? There is no, because this, like, let's be real. In today's society, this is our currency. Virality, going viral, doing stupid shit, like going off on people, spurging. Like, that's our currency.
Yeah.
That's what everybody wants to do to make themselves notoriety, make themselves known. It's either that or in person or in real life, Let's be a mass shooter. Let's have notoriety that way. Let's be a criminal. Let's have notoriety that. You see what I'm saying? There is no
15
baseline.
minutes of
That is
fame.
that is the problem with our society.
Yep, wanting that 15 minutes of fame. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's really sad. And yeah, you bring up a
There,
very
there
good...
is no putting it down.
No, I
And
agree. Yeah.
that's where everybody has to come to agreement. Like, okay, what do we do? What
Right.
can we really
Well,
do?
I
Because
will
let's be
admit...
fair.
I mean,
okay,
again, it still comes down to personal, like, individual basis, because, you know, I understand. Yeah, it can be a problem with
and
society
nobody
or
wants
whatever,
to take
but
accountability either. Nobody wants to take accountability.
Right. Yeah, I know, I agree. Well, and actually, you bring up an interesting point, actually. I was actually... you read my mind, actually, with the Fousey Tube stuff. But exactly, like, you bring up a good point, like, with the whole Fousey Tube stuff, like, look what happened with him being constantly and living online, and, you know, him not wanting to do anything. And truthfully, I didn't even have any idea who that man was until a few months ago. No clue.
Like him, Ice Poseidon, because he was like trying to like ditch, like the cops were trying to look for him, and he was just like running from the cops. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just here; it's everywhere.
Yeah. No, I agree.
It's all over the globe.
Yeah.
Ice Poseidon looks musty. He looks like he smells musty.
Truthfully, you're probably not wrong.
I'm just gonna go by what you say because I can't fucking see for shit. So.
You're probably not wrong.
He looks like he smells musty. Okay, trust me.
I bet he probably does. I wouldn't doubt it.
I'm just going by what you say. It is what it is.
You know, like laundry that you leave in the washer too long. Like, leave it in the washer for like
moldy and shit.
He looks like laundry that you left in the washer for 2 weeks. Okay.
That's such an interesting way.
You didn't have to be that descriptive, but okay.
No, I mean, she's probably not wrong. I mean, just saying, like, she's probably not wrong at all. But no, and that's the thing though, is that
funny.
That's what happens. Like, I will admit, like, I think I've said this before. I also have an IRL job, Monday through Friday, woohoo for me. But I have the ability to be able to work from home. So my husband and I both do. We both work from home. So, but it's still like, I get that mentality though of working the IRL job, doing your thing, and then going on to stream. Right? Like that can be a bit much. And I did, and I'm not gonna lie, I was burning the candle at both ends at one point. And it was getting to be too much because I was getting a bit content brained, and this was before Maggot came on. I remember this. This was before Maggot came on, and I literally had streams scheduled all week on top of my regular job. And it was insane. Like, I'm never ever doing that again. So, at least I will try my best not to. At least I tried to take at least a day or two break in between. But, you know, now I do. I didn't in the beginning, though, because guess what I was doing? I was wanting to make content. I got content brained. I gotta make this content. I gotta do these streams. I gotta keep the algorithm up and all that other shit. That's pretty much where my brain was at the time. Negating the fact of everything, not necessarily negating, but not paying enough attention to the stuff that I was doing at home or needing to get done at home. And I'm also, you know this, I'm a wife and I'm a mama, right? And she just turned 8, and Maggot is too. Maggot is a mama too.
3.
So, she is 3, but yeah, she's
right.
She's a mama too. So
3.
Yes, I know you have 3. I know. I just have the one. I know.
We know. We get it.
You keep saying 2. You keep saying 2.
As the woman that can't have kids, we get it. We get it.
No, you said 2 again.
I said you have kids too.
Oh, okay.
Ma'am.
Sorry. I'm sorry, I'm watching Shadow Humor and Nintendo Mail fight like retards in chat. Stop fighting in chat, you're dumb.
Uh-oh.
What are you... Like, okay. No, you did not hear Tree Fitty Battle Puppet. Anyway. God. Good lord. I swear. Anyway, but... Yeah, no more fights. Thank you, Reese. No more fights. Dang it. No. No more fights. Exactly. But no, it's just... Yeah, I was in that same boat there, but thankfully, I got a swift kick in the ass soon after, and oh, thank you for the subscription, Game Ring Dino. Appreciate you. Appreciate it. But and since then, I've really tried to watch. Yeah, do I get a bit carried away when it comes to sometimes when it comes to certain streams or something? Yeah, probably. But now that I really have tried my best to not do that again. I don't want to get to that point to where I just feel overwhelmed or anything else happens like that. Like, I don't want to get to that point. But but that's the other thing too, is that
well, before you get to that, like, this is what I mentioned when Maggot left too, is that the biggest thing that you're going to see when people want to go viral and want their 15 minutes of fame, they're going to have a lot of mental illness that plays a part in that. I know that commentary does not want to have that discussion. To them, it's like, let's leave that to the professionals. But let's be real, the professionals are fucking swamped. As someone who is, I'm not a licensed professional, but I am a certified peer support specialist and then recovery support specialist. I got my certificate here in my state years ago. So even though I'm not a professional, we still, the longer that commentary avoids this conversation, the longer that any sector avoids this conversation on YouTube alone, let alone TikTok, let alone IG, the longer we hold still on this, the worse it's going to get, because it's not getting any better. I've had this discussion as a public speaker years ago. I've had this discussion with so many top-notch professionals in National Alliance of Mental Illness. Something needs to be done, because at the end of the day, people are looking for help. People like me, even though I'm not a professional, because not the professionals are actually swamped. They're quitting left and right, or their insurance doesn't cover.
Or they're booked months out.
There's all types of reasons, right? There's all types of reasons. So if we start holding each other accountable, which I'm seeing in commentary community, some people will hold accountable. You guys will hold accountable, and then some people, you guys don't. I'm seeing that a lot too, because you guys want to favor certain people. Oh, let's baby them. Oh, let's
I mean, yeah, no, you're right.
What's the common phrase you guys use? It's not baby. It's I can't think of it right now.
Kid gloves.
But basically,
gloves.
you guys are coddling. You're coddling adults, grown ass adults. Okay,
Kid gloves.
It is what it is. You guys are coddling. So if you guys are doing all of this, but then everybody is bitching. Oh, we can't come to a conclusion. Gee, I fucking wonder why.
Right, right.
And it's not just commentary. It's not just commentary. It's every sector, and it's also other social medias.
Yeah,
I would say that I only operate in that type of way when it's somebody who I actually care about, right, in the space, which is very far few in between. Like Peepaw was talking about this the other day, where he was talking about how, if D-Max did something wrong, would he fucking go all hog wild on D-Max? No, he probably wouldn't. He wouldn't.
Nobody also said he would keep him accountable.
Yep. Yeah, well, he said he wouldn't say anything publicly, but he also wouldn't agree with the action, right? Yeah. And that's sort of where I'm at too. If it's somebody that I care about and am actually consider a friend, I probably won't go cutthroat towards them.
But a real friend calls you out on your shit.
You don't privately.
Yes. Exactly, but you don't have to be vulgar about it. But a real friend calls you out on your shit. That's a friend.
Yeah. But that's a private thing. I mean, what I mean more so is just when you are friendly or close to or work heavily with a person in the space. If something comes up and they do something wrong, people are going to look to you to be like, oh, well, why aren't you saying something? Why aren't you? I mean, you have to think about it. It's I'm friends with this person. I'm not going to come out and just start shitting all over them just because they did something horrible, you know?
Right. Yeah. It's not, you're not going to call them out and make it public, because I wouldn't do that either. There are some people that do that, and that's what they do, and that's their thing, I guess. But there are others who like to take it privately to that person or feel comfortable enough to take it to that person privately and say, "Hey, what the hell are you doing?"
And if you think about it, the reason that they do it publicly is because
They
the
wanna
audience
shame
is
'em.
asking that.
Yeah.
The audience is asking that.
Yeah,
At the end of
Yeah.
the day, the audience is asking, "Oh, you need to do this. You need to do that. You need to say this." And like you and me, Maggot, we talked about this yesterday, where people will come to me and say, "Well, you need to talk about this." Well, I'm talking to you about it right now in DMs. I'm not like there are certain subjects that I will not touch, and I talked about that on my channel. There are a lot of subjects that I will not touch because at the end of the day, it's a fucking agenda. At the end of the day, they're trying to trigger you. At the end of the day, I'm not falling for it.
Right. Well, that's a good example of that, of something that I did not touch with the 10-foot pole when I started streaming, and that was the Edwin drama. As we all well know. That is one topic that I would not touch. No.
I didn't really touch on, not necessarily like the whole background of him, like the whole history or like all of that shit. The only thing I really touched on was because everybody kept like obviously coddling him and saying, "Oh well, it's not his fault, this and that, like this and that and the other." And to me, it was like he's playing the victim. At the end of the day, he's playing the victim. This is how he's playing the victim. I basically showed an example in, I forgot how many months ago I did that stream, but I just basically what I did was show an example of like literally clipped his stream and showed the example of where he's playing the victim because
yeah.
At the end of the day, you got to call people out on their shit.
Can't relate. You know, I was calling Edwin out from the start. I was calling Edwin out before it was fucking cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
to him, it's like, you know, it like to a lot of, but it's not just him. To a lot of the bigger creators, it's just like, oh well, you can't say that, or that's not true, or like whatever game they want to play.
Yeah, it's really gay.
We can see right through your shit, obviously.
Right.
Yeah, it's really gay. There's a lot of creators that I know of in the space who were like that too when it came to like the Edwin stuff or Salvo or whatever, and it's just really weird because a lot of the creators who did that kind of stuff, you know, if it was anybody else, they would have no problem like fucking making an entire stream about it, but because it was like Edwin or Salvo, all of a sudden it was like, oh no, we're not going to talk about this, we're not going to, or if we do talk about it, we're going to talk about it like really jokingly or like pad it heavily,
right.
Which is just, it's like, it's just gay, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, that brings up a point that I just thought of though too. Like that kind of is what happened with Tipster, if you think about it. In a sense, like the same kind of situation happened with Tipster that happened with Edwin.
I mean, there's a big distinction I think you need to make there. Yeah.
Well, yeah, true. Well, kind of, yeah, but not exactly the same. But it kind of.
I was gonna say, I was like, Tipster wasn't canceled. He left commentary.
True.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. That I think, but also, but I have heard from other creators and stuff that when everything that was going on with Tipster, you know, why did a lot of people not, you know, cover it, or why did they not call him out sooner, you know, that kind of thing. And a lot of people were just like, a lot of people admitted we just didn't want to admit it ourselves. Like, we didn't want...
Again, it comes down to being friends with the person, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. And
not only that, like, to be fair, like, he was a favorite in the commentary.
He was.
I don't know about favorite. I don't know about favorite. He was one of them.
Yeah. He was one of them a lot.
For a lot of people. For a lot of people that aren't in commentary, from what I saw, from what people told me, and from what I like looked at on Twitter and looked at on, you know, other socials, he was a favorite on the commentary. Even though, like, I mean, he like, and I didn't understand why everybody was so like bent out of shape. Only in the sense that people were like, "Well, I can't believe he's on this new grift, this new, you know, political."
I can believe it. I can believe it very easily. As somebody who was friends with him,
I can't believe it. But he switched how many times? Like this was like a pattern of his. How many times did he switch? Like he can't even keep up with his own persona.
No. As somebody who was friends with him, it didn't really surprise me because I had seen kind of like that really flaky, kind of wishy-washy, quick to change up behavior from him already, so it wasn't really a surprise to me.
Yeah, and no, I agree. It was, and what a lot of different people that didn't really, or that knew him, or that didn't know him, a lot of people did, once everything was said and done with the whole tipster stuff, a lot of people jumped on that bandwagon. Hell, there are still people to this day, Bo Blacks included, who are making content off of it still because
oh my god, I know.
Like it.
Yeah.
Fucking Skelly on Twitter, he's a small commentary guy. He's constantly talking about tipster still.
Yeah, because it's content for them, and that's what they want to do, and that's But Bo Black's and I truthfully, and don't get at me, Skelly, I've only seen a little bit of his content when it comes to tipster, right? I've only seen a little bit, but what and the same goes for Bo Blacks, honestly, except for that night that we talked to him, but. Again, yes, is it content for some people, and do they want to make it funny? Do they want to, just make it fun for people? Because again, and Mike the Bike even did something recently too with it, right? So again, it just depends on what you are wanting to cover and things like that. But I did say in the beginning of streaming, back to, what I was saying before a little bit, that I did not want to touch that Edwin stuff with a 10-foot pole. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Because I knew that not only would I potentially get something wrong and fuck up and like feel terrible about it, but also it was just such a mess.
Yeah.
That whole story is so convoluted, and everybody and everything that happened in between and everything else, and how
this is what I commented on Now Recordings comments when they did the
Car Ride from Hell.
They did the coverage of it, of the whole bad thing. They did. The only thing I commented was, "This is what happens when everyone's drunk."
Yeah.
And you make poor decisions.
Yeah.
And everybody, everybody agreed on that comment. Like, this is what happens.
No, it's true.
Like,
and
this doesn't need to be a story. This doesn't need to be blown out of proportion, and it was.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well,
it was.
Yeah.
But, not to me, it was unnecessary. It was absolutely unnecessary, and that shit happened the way it happened, and it is what it is.
Yeah,
so,
it is what it is. Yeah.
So I didn't understand it at all.
That's why, like I said, I had and I've said this before, and this is kind of known, but not really, because I don't really go into full detail with it, because there really isn't any other full detail. But I briefly talked to Babs once, and
I've talked to her a few times. Yeah,
and that was actually it was a couple of times, but one big long conversation about everything, and that was like back in April, and ever since then, that was it. And I even told her in the beginning, like that was right before I started streaming, I go, I have zero intention on covering this, just so you know. Like, zero intention. And she's like, no, and she, didn't really say very much, that she understood, and that was fine. And then, like, a month or so later, Aiko gets a hold of everything. Let's talk Aiko.
Fuck that crazy.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, that's another thing I can't, as someone, I have really severe OCD, and I can't understand for the life of me how people become so obsessive. And I know you guys want to sound cute and make it sound like it's A-logging. It's fucking obsessive.
No, her streams were literally fucking unwatchable. Unwatchable.
It's like beyond obsessive. And at the end of the day, you're talking I hate to use her as an example, but it's no different than anybody else that obsesses and makes 50 videos, 60 videos on the same person over and over and over. How many times have we seen this on YouTube? And at the end of the day, you're just talking in circles because you got nothing left. You got nothing left to give. You're out of info.
I mean, her streams were so
at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, her streams were so disjointed to begin with. Like, and I think
well, she couldn't keep up with her lies. Like, that's what ends up happening. That's what ends up happening, because you start making up shit because you're out of ideas, you're out of info, you're out of whatever it is. You don't even know what you were trying to do to begin with. The obsession
it's
becomes
unfortunate.
overturned. You know what I mean?
Maybe it's unfortunate for Aiko because I think a lot of people were. I think a lot of people did know who Aiko was, but I think a lot of people were also introduced to her because of Nick talking about a stream that she did.
Yeah, that's
and
how
it was
I
a
got introduced to
stream.
her.
It was the stream where Edwin called in, and the issue with that is that like that was Aiko in very rare form because she was actually sober during that stream, and I think she did very well in that stream. But the problem is, Aiko's never sober in any of her other streams.
Nope.
And so everybody got to see this one stream that was okay, where she was sober. And then after that, it just became a fucking snowball.
I agree.
Well, if you need to be intoxicated to do content, that's not for you.
Yeah.
True. Well, and again, there's nothing wrong with like a lot of other content creators get high or they do whatever just to get through a stream or something to that effect. Okay, fine, as long as you're...
Yeah, no, but she's like literally microdosing fucking shrooms and shit.
But she was microdosing. Yeah, she was going hardcore. Hardcore. Yeah.
I mean,
and
the microdosing was literally...
This is my opinion on it though too, and I just thought of this. She lucked out to a certain degree when it came to that stream that she did when Edwin called in, and I explain why. Megan has a good point. She was sober during that entire stream, so no one who had really she was well known within like the Twitch community and things like that because she did Twitch poll and things like that, right? But she became more well known, obviously, after that stream when she talked to Edwin. She was sober during that stream, right? Not a lot of people within commentary, or at least this sphere of commentary, knew who she was until Nicholas Diorio put the spotlight on her, right? So it really, until that happened, you know, she was just off doing her own thing on Twitch and on YouTube every so often, but then she blew up right when that stream happened. And everybody was talking about her. Everyone. So I think that also potentially got to her head too. Right?
I mean, maybe, yeah. I think she was already like, I think she was already like using a lot, smoking pot, shrooms, whatever.
Yeah. But
I think she just got caught on that one off time where she was actually sober, and it ended up not being good for her.
Yeah, and that's the other thing though, right? Is that she's one of those people to me that is an A-logger to the nth degree. Let me ask you both this, and Jojo, you can give your opinion on this too. Obviously, I want your opinion on this, but I think I'm curious to know this, right? What is your opinion on, and you kind of touched upon it a little bit though too, what is your opinion on a content creator A-logging, if you will, I'm going to use that term just for this conversation, another creator or a subject, you know, making like tons of streams or tons of videos on it? What is your opinion on that?
As far as like, can you be more specific? Because you're kind of vague.
Okay, so for Aiko A-logging Edwin, right? Or in the most recent.
Okay, I've seen it all. I've seen people go after Eugenia Cooney. I've seen people go after they logging Onision. I've people seen well, I mean there's countless. Okay, there's countless. And there is something to say about them being parasocial. And then on top of that, you have them. I mean, I think at first they have like a specific agenda, right? Like maybe, okay, let's see if I do this, let's see if I can get, you know, more subscribers. Let's see if I can get more views.
Right.
Let's see if I can reach monetization. Let's see if I can get their attention. And that's where Aiko was aiming for at first, right? Let's see if I can get his attention. Let's see if I can get him, like, she, at the end of the day, she said a lot of things. And a lot of other people do this too. A lot of other people that A-logger obsessively, you know, content create over one person. First it was, okay, well, I'm going to see if I can maximize my views or maximize my subs. I'm going to see if I can make money off of this person. And then it was, oh, I want him canceled. And then that didn't work. Oh, I want to see if I want him handcuffed. That was the last thing that I heard her say.
Mm-hmm.
I want him in handcuffs.
Yep,
and I'm thinking in my head, for what?
Right, exactly.
What exactly did he do? You
Well,
want him in handcuffs for what? For you? Like, is that for your viewing pleasure? Like, you actually want to see him in handcuffs? And then is the A-logging done, or are you going to keep going?
right.
Because clearly that's not gonna end it either. That obsession, it's gonna lead to never enough. It's never enough. It's never enough. Obviously.
Right. And then we obviously saw the downfall with her and what all happened, and she's still streaming, I think, and she's still doing her thing, which is great. But obviously, I would hope anyway that she learned her lesson from everything that happened with that, and that she's moving on and she's not covering it anymore, and that she's doing her own thing, which from the sounds of it she might be. I don't know, no one has really covered her here lately, so I'm assuming that she's been on her best behavior. Who knows? But that's a great example of that, is that her, you know, just getting way too content brained, and her getting lost again. I think Reese said it a minute ago, lost in the sauce, which is
pretty much,
you know, which is what she did. But also coming up with the theory that Matt was a kingpin and all this other shit. It's like, what?
Oh no. Mm-mm.
That was just insane.
I totally agree.
It was.
Matt's definitely a kingpin. Okay.
You think?
He's the kingpin of
You think?
he's the kingpin of one-legged dudes.
There you go. Fair.
I guess.
I actually, I would probably agree with you on that one. Actually, it's true. But yeah, but again, like that just goes to show you, and to show people in general that, you know, it's very tough to get out of that cycle once you're in it, you know, and hopefully, like I said, she's learned from it and nothing else has really happened with that. You know, again, a lot of different people would say differently, like, oh, she did great, she did this, she did that. Okay, you can think that if you want, but no one is telling you that you can't. But that's the other thing, is that
Those people might be delusional.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's another good point, though, too. Some of those people may be a bit lost in the sauce themselves. Who knows? But, you know, that's why when it comes to, like, commentary and when it comes to the community itself, that's why, you know, we all try to look out, well, at least the people that I have surrounded myself with anyway, tend to look out for each other as much as they can when it comes to certain situations. And I would hope...
You know, I was just gonna say, like, even when Bo Blacks was doing, like, I would say, like, the second stream of his, you know, tipster lore, to him it was fun and games, but by, like, the second, I would say, like, the second video that he did on him, or the stream, or whatever you want to call it, people were starting to get worried about him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was coverage of, you know, is like it wasn't just, you know, him streaming about Tipster. It was just him streaming nonstop. People were like, you know, is he okay? Like, he hasn't showered, he hasn't left the room, he hasn't changed. People were getting worried about him.
Mm-hmm.
As far as, like, that's not even just fucking A-logging. That's just streaming in general.
Right, yeah. Well, and
then what I had an issue with is people were saying, oh, well, he's on the spectrum, so when they do this, they do A, B, and C. Like, you cannot do that. You don't have that, so you don't have a say in that. Unless you, like, I'm not on the spectrum, but I'm also neurodivergent. So people that are, I'm also, like, multi-disabled. So me being terminal, me being deafblind. My brain isn't going to function the way you guys are. So you guys are neurotypical because your brain functions normally. So
I wouldn't be so sure about that one. I wouldn't be so sure about that one.
I'm pretty much in between. I'm pretty much in between. So I have an issue when it comes to people that are like, oh, well, you should do this. Like, people do it to me all the time when it comes to my deaf blindness. Oh, well, you should do it this way. Really? Because I'd like to see you try it. It's not as fucking easy as you think it is.
Yeah.
So that's the only issue that I had with people coming at Boblax because they even said it on his stream. I believe he was on Twitch, because the way that it talks, I can tell like different things. I have to do echo memory, even though I'm deaf, because I just can't fucking rely on my sight anymore. But when he was on stream, somebody basically gave him a bit, and it talks, right. So the person said, the person basically, to the gist of, you need to take care of your mental health, or you need to do something, or you need to get off stream. And he will, okay, mind you, he was already drunk. he was drinking, and he went off. And I honestly, people are like, well, why is he going off? I'm like, because you're telling him how to feel. You're telling him how to be. And when it comes to us, you can't do that to us. We're not going to fucking listen to you, because you guys do things your way. We do things ours. Back the fuck off. That's where he's coming from. That's basically where he's coming from. So that's another issue too, is that with the whole, parasocial thing that people have that aren't creators, that are just, watching us, to them it's like, oh, well, you need to take care of yourself. Because I even had to explain yesterday, like later on, that, I people worry that I overdo it as far as, working the mentor job that I do besides this. And then I have, people that are online that tell me, we want you to make sure that you're not overdoing it. We want to make sure that you're going to be okay streaming. I said, I'm not going to be streaming every day. That's not going to happen. I physically cannot do that. Like, after streaming yesterday, I literally had to lay my ass down. Like, I cannot do it. It's a lot on me. But I have to, like, literally tell my supporters, which is what I call them. I literally have to tell my supporters, I got this. I know you guys mean well, and I know that you guys worry, but at the end of the day, like, the terminal illness is going to take me. Like, I can't, there's nothing I can do about that. There's really, really nothing I can do about that. So when it comes to, like, I can see why a lot of, like, creators, or a lot of streamers, or a lot of, like, people that genuinely do online streaming, I can see why they don't pander to their audience. I can see why. I can see why they go off. I can see why, regardless of disability or not, right?
Yeah.
I can see from that aspect why they get irritated with their audience, with their supporters, with whatsoever.
Well, yeah, because they're human beings.
Like, I completely get it.
Yeah. So. We're all human beings, and we all have feelings, and we all have different thoughts and feelings when it comes to certain things, and, stuff like that. And IRL stuff can get to you, or online stuff can get to you. Hell, I'm guilty of it too myself. But, and, and as I've told you, and I've said this before, like, the stuff that happened with me a year ago, has impacted me in different ways, and not so many different ways too. And yeah, do my hormones go all over the place in certain situations? Yes. And it's something that I can necessarily help? Well, yeah, I can. But sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it just happens, right? But so far, I have been able to maintain my composure as much as possible on a stream. Now, I do know, like I said before, if I do get to the point to where I am feeling overwhelmed, or if I'm just not feeling, let's say that I was not feeling it tonight, right? I would have no qualms in telling the both of you, listen, I can't do tonight. I am just way too tired. My brain is just fried. I can't do it. I would have zero qualms in doing that, right? Because I know that the both of you would understand the content can wait. You know what I mean? Like, when it comes to certain situations, you got to take care of your mental health, or you got to take care of yourself first. And, or if you, JoJo, were to tell me, listen, I'm just not feeling it tonight, or Maggot were to tell me that too, I would completely, utterly understand. And that's where, and let me just ask this. So when it comes to commentary itself, and I think I mentioned this earlier, right? Or the people, like, who do you mostly follow, JoJo? Who do you mostly watch?
As far as, like, this niche?
Yeah, or just in general, yeah.
Let's go with this niche because that would be simpler.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me, because I can't name them all, to be honest with you. I would definitely say now recording. I mean, it people get mad because I listen to them because of how controversial they are, like how like they just say what's on their mind. But as I always have to remind people that people from across the pond always tell me that I was born in the freaking wrong country because I'm too blunt and I'm not parasocial like the Americans are. I'm not as I don't fit into the mold as an American, as they say. So I was born in the wrong country. So I can understand from Mitch and Beaver's logic. To be fair, let's see, who else do I follow? Off the top of my head, I would say Toxic. He's pretty hilarious.
He's really nice.
He is. I've spoken with him and we've joked about. They said on a stream a while back about how they were going to do a boxing match between Matt Pitt and Toxic. And Matt was just like freaking out. He's like, no, we can't do that. That's not possible. So I volunteered because I did wrestling back in high school, and then I did MMA also, and I am a black belt in jiu-jitsu, despite losing my vision and hearing. And I told him, I said, if you can get Keemstar involved, and if you can get this going, I will coach you.
Oh,
I will fly to wherever.
I remember all this.
I will fly to wherever, and I will coach you. And he was just like, you know what? Let's do it.
Oh, I love Toxic. I love it.
So I asked him. I went into the DMs and I asked him, and I'm like, dude, I said, where did this come from? Like, this came out of nowhere. Like, where did this come from? He's like, no, it's just like a running joke that we have with Matt. I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, it's fucking funny to see him squirm, and he laughed his ass off. So it was like,
a little bit.
It's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Commentary. I do follow Bo Blacks a little bit, just to like give him support. Augie RFC, obviously, when he's not banned. It's like the dude is like banned every 5 seconds. So
yeah,
it's kind of hard to follow him when he gets suspended or he gets banned or what have you. I'm trying to think who else. Because I mostly listen to like a lot of podcasts, a lot of.
Do you watch?
Riveter.
Yeah,
Riveter. I don't call. People get mad because they're like, "Why don't you call him Peepaw?" He ain't my Peepaw. I'm calling him Riveter.
Well,
the motherfucker ain't my Peepaw. No, there's no fucking way.
No, I do. It feels weird to me to call him Riv, although I probably could. But it just.
I'm the opposite. It feels weird for me to call him Peepaw. Sorry, he ain't mine.
Yeah. Well, to me, he's just Peepaw because he reminds me of what my late grandfather, or both grandfathers, my mom's grandfather and then my husband's grandfather. He reminds me of them. He's sassy old Southern man. But so that's why I refer to him. I like to call him Peepaw because he just reminds me of my late grandfathers. But yeah, I know you watch Xylee.
Well, I either say Riv or Riveter because that's what Dave calls him. Is that on Dave?
Yeah. Oh, I love Dave.
I listen to him. I've talked to him. He's pretty cool too.
No.
And then Tommy C, obviously. That dude, oh my gosh, I'm literally in tears when I watch him. It's him and it's kind of, I don't know, they're both at an even keel when it comes to either him if I need a laugh or now recording if I really need a fucking laugh.
Yeah, true.
So that's the main reason why I listen to them.
Well, and that's like with now recording, for example, what I like about them though too, and maybe you can agree, is that we've talked about them before. Like, you know, D-Max is obviously a very huge proponent of this. We stand D-Max here, even though Maggie doesn't like to say so, but I do. Dang it. We stand for D-Max here, and you know we love D-Max and we love Beavers and we love all the boys. I don't know why
he gets such a bad rap, D-Max. Like, people don't.
Well,
I don't know if people don't like his takes or people just don't like him, or
I think that
people. I don't know.
I think that's more of the anti-commentary people because they are jealous, is how I look at it. And I think Maggot would probably agree with me. Maggot had to step away for a second, so that's why she's not talking right now. But no, I think that when it comes to D-Max, you know, he, again, like I think got brought up tonight, that he's only been back in the space, if you will, for almost a year. But he's been known within commentary since 2016, 2017, right?
Right.
So he's you know, he has that video, which I know that you've seen, the Keemstar one, right?
Right.
And he has, you know, all these other, and he actually, I don't know.
What is it? The Nightmare Before Christmas video he showed on Twitter. I actually wanted to come back to streaming a while back with that episode, so I literally had to like email him, and I literally had to email him, and I had to ask him, and I'm like, dude, can I please use this video, because like this is fucking everything. I'm like, I am a huge fucking Nightmare Before Christmas fan. I literally grew up on this.
Oh, that's like, so cool. Well, I had him.
He's like, sure. He's like, go ahead. He's like, just use it and just tag me when you go live. And then I kind of felt stupid because I couldn't go live.
Oh no, that's okay. That's all right. Like, no. Do you still have it? You can still play it. Do you still have it?
Yeah, I still have it. I mean, I would have to ask him again because he'd be like, who are you
again? No, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do.
Even though he was in my chat yesterday, he's gonna be like, "Wait, what?"
No, this is. You know what? I'll tell you what. I'm gonna pull D-Max. I am going to be D-Max's lawyer right now. I'm gonna pull that card. You have his permission and my permission to use it on your stream tomorrow. Okay?
Oh my god!
Just
so
saying.
Funny.
I'm just saying. Chat. Am I wrong? Can I not be his lawyer right now? Would he not do the same thing? Yes, he would. Anyway.
That's hilarious.
I'll be his lawyer for the night and say you can use it.
That's hilarious.
We like to, you know, give, again, like I think that you guys kind of touched upon this yesterday, right? Like with the boys, for example, like D-Max does get a lot of trouble, but I believe, in my opinion, it mostly comes from the anti-commentary people is what I mainly see. No one here within the sphere that really knows him, you know, really well, really doesn't give him a lot of trouble because they know we're talking.
Yeah, I did notice that.
Yeah, we're talking about your wonderful favorite person in the entire universe.
What sense?
The sense of like him getting trouble and stuff, and why he gets a lot of trouble sometimes. From like, JoJo said that
not necessarily trouble. It's just more so he gets a lot of backlash.
Yeah,
because he it doesn't help that he does mention it in our recording. He's like, I don't know why you guys don't like me, or why you guys are like. I mean, I can get from his sense. You know what I mean? He is sensitive. To a degree, he is sensitive. And it's understandable.
He says that. Wait, he says that. I don't.
Well, like since I'm not recording. See what I'm saying? People don't pay attention.
Yeah, well, she's heard him say that before on I guess on Now Recording. But what I was saying, and I think that you can add more to it, and you might agree, is that I think that he gets the most trouble from like the anti-commentary people, and that's where most of the backlash, quote unquote, if you will, comes from. What do you think?
Yeah, because they feel challenged by him.
Exactly, and they're jealous, is what I said.
Yeah, but I don't see why they get such a bad rap either. Because
anti-commentary gets such a bad rap?
No. Now recording.
Oh.
Because like I'm not even in, you know, commentary. Yes, I've been watching it for years, and I'm not a part of the genre or whatever you want to call it, but like I've spoken, like I told you, I've spoken with Toxic. I've even briefly spoken with Matt. And Matt is kind of like I guess you could say standoffish, kind of like Xylee.
He's very monotone.
And it's really understandable. It's really understandable why they're standoffish and why they don't trust people. Like I'm not gonna take it personal. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna be like Twitter geek and lose my shit and make a whole fucking ass stream about how they suck or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that fucking deep. I'm just saying.
But yeah.
Look, I love him even though he's a brony. Okay, Reese. That's not like a deterrent.
But like if I'm able to like reach out to them and talk to them, like I don't see why it's such a big deal. Like to a lot of people that are not a part of the community or have watched the community for years and have grown to basically watch these people basically grow and be successful in their own light. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, and I also think though too is that the Now Recording as a whole, I mean, you know how they started off, right? Like they started off covering Spurg dramas and things like that, and that's a lot of the backlash that I think that they got from some people was them covering a lot of the Spurg dramas that would happen within within different people that are considered to be Spurgs, like Spawn
even Matt,
or Austin No Powers or people like that, right? Like that just
but even Matt said that the reason he did it was because Tommy C refused to cover it. So to him it's like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna make my own shit.
Yeah, and he totally did, and it's worked. And he took that and he took Beavers and Mitch and now D-Max and Core and Toxic and all of them. And
it was originally the three amigos. It was him. It was Matt, Toxic, and Beavers.
Yeah,
and everybody else afterwards.
Yeah, but it works. It works.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain, and I said this to Mitch. And I've had the opportunity, and I've talked to them several different times though, but I had the opportunity to have, the first one was D-Max that I had on for a conversation when I started doing this interview stuff. The first one was D-Max, and I told D-Max this, and I told Mitch this, and Toxic this, right? I've had those, and Matt, 4, excuse me.
Right.
Whew, I've had 4 of the 6. But I told all 4 of them this, right? That the dynamic between the 6 of them works. It just does. Like they can cover any, their streams and their videos like skyrocket anything that pretty much that they cover. And it's the dynamic between the 6 of them is just so, I don't want to say that it's untouched because that would sound weird, but it's very, they all have a strong bond, and you can tell that in their streams. The same way with the broadcast, right? The broadcast is the same way. The 4 of them now, excuse me, the 4 of them now, but when it was 5, the 5 of them worked so well together that it just worked so well too that they had a very strong bond, and you could tell that they had great chemistry. Same with Now Recording.
I think you mean the 3 of them. I think you mean the 3 of them.
Well, now 3, but when Mystic was there, that, obviously they had that dynamic, and then it was 4, but now unfortunately it's 3. So it's I don't know if you heard that, JoJo, or not, but now they're down to 3 for the time being.
I'm gonna be fair. Like I can't. I don't know what it is. I can't listen to. I mean, I'm just gonna be fair. Like,
look, I don't watch the broadcast either. I don't watch them either. So don't feel bad about whatever you're gonna say.
Female podcast, especially if it's more than one female, because it ends. And I know that women don't mean to, but it ends up being catty, or it ends up there's like huge there's like a huge gap there between like differences as far as like opinions, as far as like where they're at, and they don't really come together. You can tell that they don't really come together. And this isn't just obviously the broadcast. This is just a lot of female
women.
Yeah, like a lot of the female content, like whether they come together or not, like it's just they don't really come together and like, I know people hate the term agree to disagree, but you don't really have a fucking choice. If your two personalities clash and you're not going to see eye to eye, you're going to have to make some, you know what I mean? Because you can obviously see that. And I've seen that, like, that's the main reason why I can't watch like women talk shows, because like a lot of the shit is like, oh well, I can't stand if you don't have, you know, straight teeth. Me, I can't stand if you like, just dumb shit that doesn't matter, that I'm never gonna meet these people. But to me, it's like, if you're gonna have that opinion, then why am I gonna support you? Why am I gonna watch you? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people need to look at their content the same way. If you say certain things, and if you aren't like true to yourself, and you're not like real and authentic, and you have this persona, you've got to be able to keep up with it, because if you don't, shit falls apart. And we saw that with Tipster. We see that with a lot of creators, just in this niche alone. And I don't want to say community, because y'all can't come together. So technically, I mean, Matt Pitt hit the nail on the head, because it's not necessarily a community, because you guys can't come together. Not necessarily, no. Well, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, and I also think, though,
I mean, I think we do. It's just not. It's not the entire community, but I think there are groups of us who do. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that, like I was saying earlier, that the people that mostly Maggot and I usually surround ourselves with are Peepaw, D-Max, Beavers, Mitch, Xylee, Bunny, you know, I don't mean to leave people out, but those are just the people that are off the top of my head for examples.
Yeah, but I can honestly see why a lot of people are not only skeptical, but afraid to like reach out, because it's very clicky, very, very clicky. And you don't know if you're stepping on toes. You don't know if, like I just recently said, like, Xylee is going to be standoffish. Matt Pitt's going to be standoffish. They have their own reasonings of not trusting people that are outside of the community.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like outside of this sector.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, okay, what, you're wanting something, and it's like, no, dude, I just want to see how you're doing, and I know that's insulting to you, but that's just what I do.
Yeah, right. And that's what you do, and that's totally, I get that too, right? Like, you know, Xylee has said the same thing about me, that, you know, and I think that you guys touched upon this too yesterday, that Xylee has told me directly, and I'm not saying this and this is a bad thing or anything else.
That's why I put that clip in.
Yeah, is that
for the video, because a lot of people were like, well, what the fuck?
Well, no, and she's right. She's totally right, though, is that I do have to lose some of my innocence when it comes to this community to a certain degree, or this niche, if you will.
You just got to get a thicker skin.
Yeah, and there's nothing
really
wrong with that, and I'm working on that, and it's getting, you know, and I'm going to continue to work on that, and, you know, not come off, like I said earlier, not come off as like such a pushover, because that's not what I want to do. And again, but I also understand too where Xylee is coming from, in the sense of her being so standoffish to a certain degree because of what she's been through. Right?
Yeah, but she's got constant alts. Alt accounts. She's like, and she's not exaggerating when they say, you know, hashtag cancel Xylee. You know what I mean? Like, she's really not exaggerating. I've seen a lot of hate videos sent my way from my supporters about Xylee, and it's like, okay, but what's your point? Like, I literally had to like sit through the video and listen. And it's like, I'm still not understanding what the point is.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I'm curious, what would you say your like, what is the kind of audience you draw in? Because I know you've got people like Clout Route and etc. So what would you say? Would you say that you draw anti-commentary to an extent?
See, I didn't even know about all that until Milltown. I didn't understand what that was. But when it comes to me and my audience, or me and my supporters, as I prefer to say, So I started back. I've been doing content on and off since 2014, but because of my, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but because of my body dysmorphia, I've had to delete a lot of videos, and I've gone viral even back then. In 2015 was my biggest video when I did on. I'm not gonna mention her name just out of respect for the family, but I did speak with the family also. She took her own life on YouTube, and YouTube kept it online for like about 2 days, and the family was fighting that. And we had a bunch of grown ass. This girl was 12, by the way. Okay,
Yeah.
she was 12, and I followed her videos, and she said the insight that this girl had at 12. She said, "I am not living, I'm existing," and I'm like, "Fuck, I know what that feels like."
Same.
And she decided to just do that online. She literally showed what she did, and grown ass motherfucking men in their 40s and 50s. You're 12 years old. What the fuck do you know about life? You're a fucking dumbass. And that's when I lost my shit, because she was sexually assaulted.
Yeah.
Okay. And the family didn't believe her. I know what that feels like. So I had to reprimand them. I had to, because it's like, what the fuck, bro? Like, seriously? Like, she's already gone. Like, can you let her fucking rest?
Yeah, exactly.
She's already gone. Just let her fucking rest. It is what the fuck it is. Like, she had her purpose. Whether you want to see that or not, she had her purpose. And I went off on the guys. I was like, I would love to see you men, because let's be real. Women are meant to, I mean, I hate to say it like this, but women are meant to be SA, because we have the ability to bounce back. We have the fucking ability to be resilient. But you men would fucking last a day if you got raped by another man. You guys would fucking lose your shit. You guys wouldn't be here right now. So I fucking went in. I didn't care. I fucking went in. And that was my most top video. And the family reached out to me, basically thanking me.
Wow.
They commented on the video thanking me. They emailed, that I had her family email me.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, fuck, this is something I can really do. It's something I can really do. And the first audience, to be fair, I had was the eating disorder community, because I told you about this, KHuck, that, you know, I know a sense of what Eugenia Cooney is going through, if that what she has, because at the end of the day, she never admitted to what she had, so people are just speculating. Okay, so I was at that level, though. That if you would have told me 10 years ago that I would be alive today with how severe my ED was, I would have fucking laughed at you.
Right.
But so that was my first audience, and then the majority of my audience, to be fair, is from overseas. Because I know 10 different languages. I know 10 different languages, so the majority of my audience is overseas, and it's all across the globe. I can't really. I would be here all night if I had to name all the countries that people are from. But that I did not expect. But I kind of consider Clout Route a little bit like now recording, in the sense that they fuck around, in the sense that they're chill, in the sense that I don't look at it like you guys want to look at it as, you know, they're anti-commentary. You'd be surprised how many people you'd be surprised how many people would say, oh well, you need to be careful, this and that, this that and the other. But like, for me, like I'm chill with them. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is.
I don't think Clout Route necessarily falls into the anti-commentary.
I don't think so.
Per se.
I don't think so either.
But as somebody who likes them as well, and knowing who, and it's not necessarily guilt by association, but like knowing who they hang around for the most part, like what Discord servers they're in, etc. I'd say that they, maybe not even by choice, do align with anti-commentary quite a bit, even if it's not like something they're intentionally doing.
Right. But I've only talked to Danny and Kevin. I've never talked to any of the other people.
Yeah, well, that's why I was just curious to know.
Yeah,
I've
never talked. I've only talked to them like in the stream, like not even in DMs.
Yeah, yeah.
Not even in DMs, but I have talked to them.
Yeah,
you know, on they appreciate my support, so they're going to support me. That's just how it should be. Yeah, that's truly how it should be.
Well, the reason I ask is because a lot of those guys kind of tend to like stay within the same small group. You know what I mean? And so that's why I was kind of curious.
Is it because I told you Parking Tigers followed me? Is that what the
No. This was just completely because of again, because I know the kind of people that Clout Route is around regularly.
Like I said, I don't, to be fair, I don't pay attention to any of that.
That's fair. That's why I was just curious.
I'm very, like I told you yesterday, I'm very detached. I don't get involved in like the messiness of it all, because at the end of the day, that is messiness.
Yeah,
because
I agree.
You're basically playing with fire, because it ends up being, you know, like, and to be fair, that's what commentary does, because let's use an example. Who was not Slug, but he covered who was the guy he covered that was basically they were trying to say that he was a sex pest, but he wasn't. He was just horny.
Oh, Echo of Tragedy.
Yeah.
So the commentary does this, where they want to play morality, and, you know, let's call this person a pedophile, even though they have no proof. Let's call this person a sex pest, even though at the end of the day, it's none of our fucking business.
Echo is actually a pretty nice guy.
That's. I mean, I don't see the point in it. You know what I mean? I really don't. And let's be fair. What dude isn't? I mean, if you're a pedophile, at the end of the day, you're gonna openly admit that. People are that fucking stupid.
Well,
people are that fucking stupid.
But that whole thing with Echo too was nothing. That whole thing with Echo was nothing. Absolutely nothing.
If you're just horny, like, let's be fair. How many guys do we fucking know or have known just like Echo Tragedy?
Yeah,
how many guys do we know that are just like fucking Salvo, just salacious when it comes to women?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how many fucking men do we know that are no different than Tipster?
Well, yeah, that's true. Well, yeah.
It's just, it is what it is. But that's what I mean. Like, I'm very detached. I'm not. You're not going to get me to. And I know a lot of people are going to come in my DMs after this, because they did yesterday too. You're not going to get me to play favorites. You're not going to get me to see things the way you do, because I don't worship celebrities. So if I don't worship celebrities, why would I put time and effort into this? Do you see what I'm saying?
True.
Mm-hmm. And if like I told you, this is why I don't take it personal when I go into DMs and I ask, you know, how people are doing, or if they're okay, or if just like a specific comment I have on the stream that I have, if I don't feel like, a lot of the times I don't feel like commenting in the comments, because I get so much shit. Like, you'd be surprised how much shit I get just for commenting on Now Recording, because people are like, well, that's a weird take, or like, what the fuck? And it's like, you know what? Fucking forget it. I'm just going to fucking DM them. And if they don't want to take that, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Because I cannot deal with bullshit. I just can't.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a difference of opinion. It's just a difference of opinion. If you can't take that, and if you're easily offended, get the fuck off the internet. Like, seriously.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't take most of those people fucking seriously. Most of their opinions are like, they're just irrelevant.
So that's why
you know?
I don't even respond. That's what kills them too, is that they're like going on and on and on and on, and I'm not even responding. Because I've had that done. I did a I forgot what video I covered. But there was an actual doctor that went off on me. Supposedly she was. I say supposedly she was a doctor, because if she was a professional, she wouldn't have fucking went off on me, right? Mm-hmm. But she commented on my video saying, "You keep saying that PTSD is not a mental illness. You need to stop saying that. You need to say that it is. I said, bitch, I have PTSD. You study PTSD.
Yeah.
It's not a mental illness. It's a fucking brain disorder. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. I'm like, it's a brain disorder. That's what it is. And I don't have it just because of my environment, of what I went through as a kid. I have it. If you are a real doctor, you would know the 5 categories. I fit all 5. I was born with brain damage. I literally like went off on her in DMs because she was just like going at it. You know what I mean? She was literally going at it on my thing. You know, you need to fucking say it. Just say it. Just like she's just so adamant, right? And then it got to the point where my supporters went in and they're like, "You need to realize that you're not going to get her to say what you want her to say. So just quit while you're ahead. Just stop."
Yeah.
Like my supporters literally had to come in and be like, "Lady, just give it up. You're not gonna win with her. Like she's really fucking stubborn. You're not gonna win with her. She doesn't have the fucking time of day. She doesn't have the energy for you. You do not want to piss her off. You really do."
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've had people like come at me because they don't like my take.
Yeah.
It's like there's really not much I can do. You know what I mean? It's just how our society is. And if I can compare like content creation from like 2014 until now, it's a big fucking jump.
Oh yeah.
It is. It's a big fucking jump because we didn't have to worry about saying wrong words. You didn't have to worry about getting a fucking warning on YouTube. You didn't have to worry about getting bitched at by YouTube if you got a fucking copyright claim. You didn't have to worry about so much shit, to be fair. You could just create and not have a fucking care in the world. So there is a big jump from what I've seen, and that's really fucking sad if you think about it. You know, like how like strict it's really gotten. Yeah, it's just so messed up.
No, it's changed a lot. It's changed so much.
It has, and even Tommy C said it best. We can't have fun anymore.
No,
you know, that's basically what he said.
Sorry,
we can't have fun anymore.
No, well, and
you know, like
that's why I think that, you know, that's been passed around too, that we can't have fun anymore, you know, partially. But that's why I think, and I'm not trying to make myself sound more important than what I need to, but that's why I'm trying with my streams anyway. I'm trying to change that, right? Like, cause I want to create a space within our channel to have fun, for everyone to be allowed to not only have fun, but to be able to speak their mind, and for them to be able to not feel like they're being attacked or anything, or that they're going to be attacked later on for what they said, you know, or that kind of thing.
Right.
I don't want it to be like a kumbaya kind of thing, because I know that's not possible, but it's still like, you know, that's why with my streams, that's why I'm glad that I will never go back on it, because I think, or try not to anyway. Yes, do we plan on expanding at some point? Yes, absolutely. But that's why I am very thankful that I thought of doing like these interview type conversations, because they're more fun to me. Like I seriously have had the most fun just talking with different people within, not just within the community, but even outside of the community too. I've had so much fun just interacting with all these different people within the last few months. I can't even tell you. It's been incredible, and that's why I am hoping, little by little, I don't expect the change to happen overnight, obviously, but that's why I'm hoping little by little I can show that you know, it is possible for you to still have fun. You know what I mean? And that's why I think that's why I get the rep of being positive, and how I get the rep of that, because again, I am. That's just who I am. I always have been, and I always will be. That won't ever change. But do I try to maintain a sense of realness when it comes to certain situations or certain people? Well, yeah. I mean, that's just a given. But that's why I think that, I hope anyway, that, you know, Megan and I can bring on the fun. Because I kind of, and I want to bring fun back, right? Like I would
say it'd be between you and Badwick.
Yes,
you know, he's trying really hard to do the same thing. I can tell that he's just trying to like bring back the fun, but
Bad
technically
week
he's on
streams are
Kick,
fun.
so
Yeah.
does it count?
I told him the other day that he
Technically,
needs to
he's
stream on
Kick
YouTube.
and Twitch.
Mm.
Well, that's the reason why he doesn't want to, because he knows there's a lot of things he can't get away with. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but I think that if he
Can't
were
say, you can't say the F slur on YouTube.
true. Well, not
there's a lot of words you can't say that they say.
Kick has released, I think, some new stuff that you can't say on there either. No, it's not a free for all, quote unquote, like it was before. But it's still
But
a little
clearly
bit more.
they're able to get away with it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
no. As
Well,
long as
it's
I
the
can say
same-
the F slur, that's all I
it's-
care about.
It's the same way with it's kind of the same way with YouTube in a sense that they have these certain guidelines or whatever that most creators know of, and they try to toe the line, or they try to be careful when it comes to saying certain phrases or certain words, and I get that, and that's fine. But with
I mean, it wasn't even a word that got Now Recording in trouble. And I know everybody wanted to pick on Mitch that said it, but it wasn't him. It wasn't even that said it. It was the guy that they had on.
Oh, Spawn Dial, yeah.
yeah, well, that's
That comment about
yeah.
women, yeah. That you
Well,
did.
yeah, to be fair, having Spawn Dial on your channel is kind of like,
Yeah.
you're fucking asking for it at that point.
Exactly. Yeah.
No one said the F slur on this stream, Reese. I'm talking about she was talking about Maggot was
Badwick.
talking about on Badwick's stream.
No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Reese was talking about another time when they said it on stream.
Here or on Badwick?
Yeah, I think so. To be fair, we've had a couple times where, and I'm
Slips
sorry,
up.
Reese. I'm sorry for saying she, Reese, by the way. Where slurs have been. Seth has said a couple on here
Oh,
too.
yeah,
so.
true. Yeah, that's true. It
happens. It happens. It
I'm
happens.
not worried about it. I mean, you know what? Here's the thing, though, right? Is that I think that's also part of the beauty, and you and JoJo, you and I kind of talked about this, or I heard you say this yesterday anyway, about not being monetized yet. You know what I mean? Like, because that's kind of the nice
to be
thing.
fair,
to be fair.
I was monetized, but I took it off because, I mean, YouTube, you fucking owe me money, you know damn well you do,
Mhm.
and they're never gonna fucking pay it. It's a big ass fucking corporation. There's no fucking way they're gonna pay it. So why would they get? Like, I'm not gonna fucking break my back to worry about a fucking yellow and green sign. They can get fucked because
True.
now I have sponsors.
Yeah.
I shouldn't. At my low end, I shouldn't have sponsors. You don't get sponsors until you got 10K. I have not gotten there yet.
Mm-hmm.
How am I getting sponsors? You know what I'm
You're
saying?
close, though. You're close.
As soon as
You are
as soon as I let go, I know, but as soon as I let go of the fucking partnership, all of these fucking brand deals started coming in. Like they started, like I have to go through my emails daily and swift through. I've had to turn down so many incredible products because I can't use them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you an example. The first product that people like came out to me and reached out to me were like, "Oh, we have like this really nice patio set. We want you to try it." I'm like, dude, I don't even have a house.
Yeah.
Where am I gonna put it? I live in a fucking apartment building. Damn it.
Yeah, well, see, and
So
that's
like
why
they'll send you just like crazy shit that you could use.
you want to go for that Prime sponsorship. Is that what you want? Would that be more ideal? I'm kidding.
Well, they even asked me. I even had like a specified actual brand deal, like corporation asked me specifically. Okay, since you're turning down all of these offers, what are you looking for?
Oh well, there
So
you
I
go.
literally had to specify. So I'm just waiting on these people to get back to me, and I will be starting that soon, especially on my stream. And like, just I've already been utilizing one of their products. I'm still waiting on the other one, and I'm seeing fucking significant end results. And it's basically a multivitamin gummy. People call me like a health nut, but because I am non-responsive to medication, I stopped responding to treatment with my illness 5 years ago. So they told me 5 years ago, you're not going to live long. You need to. That was just the prescription from my doctor.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get your shit in order. You need to just live your life. That was his prescription. Just live your life, however the fuck you feel like it, because we don't know how long you fucking have. That was 5 years ago. I'm still fucking kicking.
Wow, nice. That's awesome. Good
I'm
for
still
you.
fucking kicking.
Good
And
for
that's
you.
without pain medication, because I literally can't. I can't even take morphine.
Yeah.
You know,
I couldn't
I
either.
can't take morphine. I can't take fentanyl. Like nothing works. Nothing really works.
It doesn't work for you?
Nope.
Wow.
Fentanyl does not
No.
work for you.
No, neither does morphine.
What
No.
the fuck?
Wow.
No, that's how bad the pain is. No. I stopped
Morphine, I
responding to
can
treatment.
see.
If you stop responding to treatment, what do you expect?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
true.
yeah, but fucking Christ.
Holy
I do.
cow.
I've endured the pain my entire life. We just didn't know what it was until I didn't get diagnosed until I was like 14. But we didn't know what it was. So the doctors kept telling me, "Oh, it's growing pains." My mom literally went off, "Motherfucker, I want to. Let me break your leg and see if you motherfucker say it's growing
Right. Yeah. Well. Okay. Well, if
my
you
mom
don't,
was pissed.
if you don't mind me asking, what exactly is your diagnosis?
It's called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and to American doctors, it's just a connective tissue disorder, which is bullshit because I've spoken with so many people with this illness, and it's really fucking sad to speak with them because my last actual upload, that's what I call a VOD,
Mm-hmm.
my last actual upload was about my diagnosis, that they were trying to say that I was misdiagnosed for 20 years, and I called bullshit on the doctor. I'm like, you just want to be a bitch at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I basically covered that on my last video that was 6
is
months
this it
ago,
right
I believe.
here?
I don't.
This one?
The one with the zebra.
Yep.
You're asking me to see something.
You can't see it.
You're asking me to see something so small.
My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was that small. My bad. Yeah, this is the 20 years with wrong prescription diagnosis.
Yes. It's called vascular Ehlers-Danlos, and it'll basically kill you. Your body is dying from the inside out. Basically, that's the best way I can put it. And it's pain in, pain out, and my mom truly feels bad because she has a different type. She doesn't have the type that I have.
Mm-hmm.
But she feels bad because she's able to take the fentanyl patch. She's able to take morphine if she needs to. She's able to take. She's like, I don't know how the fuck you're doing. How the fuck do you? She's like, do you wake up in pain? I said, that's the worst. Is when you just wake up in the middle of the fucking night and and the more I would say the more frustrating part is it's not the same pain. So like every day it's some days it's not even like throughout the day. It's some like certain hours. Sometimes I get stabbing pain. Sometimes I get throbbing. Sometimes it's burning. That I can't deal with. Burning sensation. It feels like your muscles are tearing in half. Like someone's literally ripping inside and in half. And I hate to be graphic, but that's how it feels.
Oh, God, I can't even imagine.
So I do. People get mad at me because I do smoke weed, but it does take away the pain.
And
it helps. Who cares?
I mean, who helps?
Right,
It helps.
but I mean, to be fair, like people still judge you if you smoke.
That's so stupid.
Fuck them, man. Who
That
cares?
I
Who cares?
agree. It's so stupid.
And I buy it because I don't trust the dispensary because a lot of the government weed, unfortunately, has painkillers in it, and I can't take pain pills. So I can't do this dispensary. So I do like a shop that I order online from, and it's like basically actual cigarette. It's actual cigarettes, and it's not like a blunt because a blunt is nicotine and CBD, but it's just pure, marijuana. And I will go outside. I can actually go outside and smoke it, or I can smoke it in my apartment because my landlord is cool like that. But I've had people like approach me like, you shouldn't be smoking that. I'm like, you do realize it's legal in
right,
state.
exactly, yeah.
It's legal in our state, and I'm not carrying a huge amount. So, like, if I'm going, if I was like, if you want to judge, all you have to do is walk past me. That's really all you have to fucking do.
True.
I would say if people want to judge you for it, you tell them to fuck off. Well, I was gonna say something else, but I can't. Well.
I think I know what you were gonna say. But no, that's it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, tell them to fuck off. Like I would. Shit. I have legit thought about for now. My pain is not obviously not nearly as bad as yours. I'm not comparing the two at all. But I have considered taking like some sort of CBD to kind of like help me sleep. and to help with
They have it all. They have They have it all. They have creams. They have gummies. They have there's endless options. They even have patches.
Yeah, yeah. I've thought about doing that to help me sleep when I have insomnia, because menopause gives you insomnia. Woohoo! And all this other
You know what
fun
I
shit.
take? I take I've had really bad insomnia just because of the PTSD. But I take because I can't swallow pills either. I take magnesium, which is like a natural. It's basically like a natural antidepressant, so it helps with your anxiety and depression. So I take the magnesium at night, and then I also take omega-3, which is fish oil. That also helps with my pain.
Oh, well, there you go.
So it it doesn't take it away, but it eases the pain. So
yeah,
those two, I'm out.
yeah. Well, I've thought about that. Yeah, I prefer, to be honest with you, I prefer not supplements like that. Not necessarily hardcore prescription drugs. No, I'm good. The only prescription drug that I have to take is HRT. It's estrogen, and that's it. And I intend on staying it that way. I have
That's the problem with the what people don't realize with taking pills is that eventually your body builds up a tolerance, and then you need more and more and more and more, and then you gotta get something stronger. That's why opiates is such a fucking epidemic.
Right,
you know what I mean? Because
no, I agree.
Your body just adapts easily. You'd be surprised how easily your body adapts.
Well, thankfully, my body has adapted, or it hasn't adapted enough to where the estrogen doesn't, like, I can't feel the estrogen. Like, I can feel it when I take it, obviously, because it makes me feel better. But my body hasn't adapted to it to that point to where I can't feel relief or anything like that, right? Like, I haven't gotten to that point yet, and I hope that I won't. But if I do, then obviously I'll just switch it from like the pill form to something else if I need to. But thankfully that has not happened yet. So
you definitely have options.
yeah, that's true. That's very, very true. But I love how we got off on this tangent. That was fun. But it's a conversation. It happens. But
no kidding.
So I wanted to. So I got your channel pulled up here. So we got some of your videos here. The one that we were just talking about with your diagnosis. And then the other one that I found interesting was the Eliza Blue one. That's interesting.
Well, I'm not shy about it. I was sex trafficked as a kid. For I'd say the majority of my childhood. And I had to endure a lot of things that people just assume that are fake or assume that isn't real because people don't come out. And a lot of people were praising her and saying, she's doing well. And at the end of the day, it was a grift because you could tell that she got the award right after. She got an award right after. What the hell is that guy's name? Andrew Tate got arrested. She got an award after that. So everything was a grift. It was pretty fucking obvious.
Yeah.
And I did a lot of research, and a lot of the people that she claimed that she helps that were sex trafficked, even they said she never called us. We don't know what she's talking about.
Wow.
They wouldn't lie.
Yeah.
If you've been sex trafficked, what the fuck do you have any reason to lie?
Yeah, I remember when all that was first hitting.
So I did that video only. I didn't want to talk about it, but I only did the video, and I go hard on that video. So be prepared. I tell people that all the time. Be prepared with that video because I fucking go hard because
I
had so many fucking people. I had so many fucking people tell me, "You need to say something. You need to do something." What would you like me to do?
Right.
Like, what the fuck is she gonna do for me? It's already happened for me. It's already happened. I'm here telling my story. Like, what the fuck is it gonna do for me?
Right.
And I had a lot of people praise me on Twitter for doing that video. Like, I didn't want to, and I was like skeptical about doing it because I get like,
it's such a hot topic. It is such a hot topic.
You start reliving it. Like, you start reliving it, and with my trauma, a lot of fucking things trigger me. You know what I mean? Like, it's it is what it is.
Well, yeah, I get
so
that.
I completely lost it, and I had to edit the shit out of that video because a lot of the stuff I was rambling on, and I'm like, God, I hope I can make this video happen.
Right.
And a lot of my friends were like, just take your time, just breathe, just take your time, just come back to it, because clearly this isn't an easy subject.
Yeah.
So just take your time,
100%.
just do what you have to do, and like we'll help you. Like we'll help you come back to it. So
Right.
I took their advice. I took a breather, and then I had to make it make sense, because I was literally all over the place. But I was fucking pissed. Like, why are you asking me to speak about a woman that not only is going to fucking give me the time of day, who doesn't give a fuck about anybody but herself, this fucking rich brat at the end of the day, who thinks she knows everything and she doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't live it.
Right.
So that's what, like, that's where, like, a lot of my videos come from, is I'm going to say shit to people that, because I even have a homeless video in there, and I was homeless last year. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, wow.
I have a homeless video in there, and a lot of people were like, God fucking damn, you're brave. You are so fucking courageous, because I said I had to say something, because I was homeless at the time, and I got sick and tired of content creators saying, if you're homeless, you're just a fucking junkie, you're just a fucking loser. And I'm thinking in my head, well, what about the kids that are homeless?
Right.
You know how many kids I saw last year that were homeless? They're not a fucking junkie. It wasn't their fault.
Right.
It wasn't their fault.
You are.
It wasn't the parents' fault either. Like think about it. Like a lot of the parents that I met in these shelters, a lot of these parents that I met in these churches that I was trying to get into, but I couldn't, because the families are first come, first serve. Me and my ex weren't. We didn't have any kids. We weren't even married. Mm-hmm. So families come first come, first serve. Unfortunately, if you're homeless, it is what the fuck it is.
Yeah. That's very true. Well, let me ask you
like
this. I think I may know. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just.
No, you're fine.
No, I just wanted to ask this real quick. So, what was it? And this kind of goes in line with what you were talking about a little bit, to a certain degree, but I'm kind of maybe switching subjects a little bit though too. So, what made you? Was that experience made you want to come into commentary or watch commentary? How, like, what got you into commentary?
I've been in the commentary since Keemstar did that video about that dude that they showcased on Netflix, where they were trying to find him, and they were trying to find the guy, and they shot somebody else. I forget the actual story, but I discovered Keemstar, and then with his whole lore with Ethan Klein, and then I found him and Trisha Paytas with the whole frenemies psychotic podcast.
Oh my god, I love frenemies. I loved it.
Well, I and everybody hated me because I sided with Ethan Klein when he said, if I have to fucking walk on eggshells, why the fuck are you trying to be my friend? Like, I could understand from that standpoint
that part he's not wrong on.
He was coming from. I understood where he was coming from. And I know everybody wanted to, make Trisha Paytas out to be this innocent victim. Mental illness, I don't care what your problem is, even if you have autism, it doesn't give you an excuse to be an asshole.
Thank you.
I can't fucking stand Trisha Paytas.
I can't either. But it was such a dumpster fire, you couldn't look away.
I've spoken with a lot of these big time, creators, and they're chill. So I don't, I don't attach to the persona. So keep that in mind.
No.
I don't attach to the persona.
And no, that's totally fine. And I think that's one of the reasons why we like you. is because of that, or at least,
right. But I would say, I'm trying to, because I did do a lot of streams about commentary last year. I would say that last year was my first gut. You know what I mean? Like I was like able to be like, you know what? If they don't like it, if they don't like me, they don't like me. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Like if they don't like my take, fuck it.
Right.
So I started. I didn't start like, getting into the arc of commentary until like last year. You would have to pull up my channel. I can't fucking remember.
Well, and that's why when you reached out to me to do the interview, a couple weeks ago, I had seen you in my chat and in other people's chats here and there, and then when you had reached out to me to do the interview and you sent me a link to your channel, I was looking at your channel. I'm like, holy cow, she's been making content for this long. What? What? And
this is my second channel.
Yeah,
so
I was like,
the first channel, I got a warning from YouTube, so I had to take that down. So yeah.
yeah, and but yeah, I was looking at it and I was like, she's been what? And then I sent it to Maggot after I told her that I wanted her on too, and she's like, holy cow, like what? Like we were both like kind of taken aback a little bit, but it was really cool.
Yeah, because Maggot, I remember Maggot's phrase yesterday. She was like, "You did a video. Oh, I gotta watch it."
Oh, on Salvo, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Well,
it was so funny.
Well, it's just it's with you, I think, and Maggot can chime in too. Obviously, I would like her too, but I think with you, I think that's why I wanted to continue this conversation, and I'm really happy that we did, because I think to me, you have the same. You are a breath of fresh air, right? Like,
I get told that all the time.
Yeah, we've talked to a lot of different people on this channel and just in general. And I think talking with you, and not only just what you've been through and with your experiences and what your take is on like the current status of just not just commentary, but of the world in general, I think is very nice to hear. And I think that, like I said, the conversation that you and Megan had yesterday, I know that you guys didn't really get into the weeds of it because you guys were limited on time, and my issue because I'm a damn boomer,
right,
and all that other shit. We really didn't get in. You guys really didn't get a chance to get into the weeds of it. But I think that commentary in and of itself, I think, is a broad, can be a broad, topic in a broad sphere, if you will, or whatever you want to call it. But
right.
But I think as of now, and like I said, I think that we're pretty clear on where our stances are when it comes to like what we want to do, like what Megan and I want to do as a channel, and what other people want to do as their channel, and where we stand when it comes to certain situations, or like blood sports or spurging out or whatever you want to call it. We all just want to have our fun and just make our content and do our thing, and that's it. And
but I always tell people, but I always tell people too when they ask, like, what is your take on, like, with different. I don't judge other people's channel. I don't judge people in general. So whatever you got going on in your channel, as long as you're enjoying what you do, that's really all that matters. Because at the end of the day, we're all not gonna fucking be here long. So you might as well have fun while you can.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Yeah, it's not forever.
Yeah, that's true.
No, it's not.
And I think that that's my aspect, and that's what I'm trying to think of, though, too, right? Is that I'm also just trying to have as much fun as I can while I'm here. You know what I mean? And that,
right.
And the fact that, and I'm sure Maggie can agree with this, though, too, is that I think that we both girls just want to have fun, damn it. It's the best way that I can put it.
I'm just here to cause chaos. I don't know what you're talking about.
Chaos and fun. Fun and chaos. Yes. Why do you think I asked you to be co-host? Hello.
Right. Exactly.
I need a little chaos in my life. Come on now. But it's, and like, and back to, kind of what I was going to say before. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. But no, it's just, with the way that things have been going. So let me ask you this, I guess, is a better question. If you were to form an opinion, and you don't necessarily have to, you can say whatever you want, but I'm just morbidly curious, like, where do you see commentary going as a whole? Like, in this niche, let's just say that, to make it a little bit more specific. In this niche, where do you see this going? Like, what do you hope for, I guess, out of different content creators?
Okay, you asked like 5 different questions.
Sorry, my brain went all over.
Yeah. I would have to say, for the creators that are listening, whether you're big or small, because I know y'all are fucking listening. For the creators that are listening, big or small, stop fucking self-sabotaging. Stop it. Because the more that we do this to each other, in whether it's this sphere or any other creation that we do as artists, because that's what this is. The more that we self-sabotage or each other, this isn't going to grow. And I've seen so many like people bitch about how their channels aren't growing or they're not getting donations, or well, then I need you to stop self-sabotaging. I need you to put out content that's genuine. I need you to stop relying on other fucking people to help you do content. And
Exactly.
I need you to just like, I honestly think it's an online thing that people are truly afraid to be fucking themselves, and that's why they go for the persona.
Yeah, just do your own shit, man. That's what I've always said. Like,
you have to be authentic, because otherwise you're not going to win, because people are going to call out your shit with the persona. And I've seen people do this where they'll go on like they'll be like a shitty person, and that's their persona, right? Oh, I'm going to be a shitty person. I'm going to talk shit about you. I'm going to be a bitch. I'm going to be a cunt. Whatever, right? Whatever they got going on. Whatever they got going on. And then it fucking backfires when they try to do different content, because you came in hardcore. You came in as a bitch. You came in talking shit about people and being an ass. But then when you try to be a softer person, they're not gonna buy into it. They don't want that, because that's not what they bought into. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, content creation is all luck based, anyways. Like it really just does come down to luck at the end of the day, whether you hit the algorithm or not. So, do what you enjoy if you enjoy doing it.
That's the thing. I don't look at it as, and I've had to tell so many creators, and this fucking works. You'd be surprised how many times I've told creators, stop looking at the fucking numbers. Stop looking at the views. Stop doing all of that, and you will grow. And then sure enough, their fucking views skyrocket when they stop looking at the numbers. They reach monetization as soon as they stop focusing on the dumb shit that doesn't matter. As long as you're enjoying what you're doing, as long as you're happy with your content, because let's be real, artists are perfectionists. So nothing is ever going to be good enough, right?
Yep.
So we're going to be our worst critic. We're going to be our worst critic when it comes to content creation, because it has to be a certain way. It doesn't. Like, I'm the perfect example of that. I can't fucking see, and I can still live stream. You know what I'm saying? I'm the perfect example of that. There's no such thing as fucking perfection. Just fucking do it the way you can.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, as long as everybody stops self-sabotaging and stops sabotaging each other, then I can see, this continuing, this sector continue. Because I've heard that time and time again, where people say, whether they're orbiters, whether they're actually in the commentary community, where they'll say, commentary is dead. It's only dead if you want it to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's truly only dead if you want it to be. And if that's what you guys want, then by all means.
I think people will find, if you're doing something and you're enjoying it and you're having fun, you're going to have a better outcome than if you're just in it to, like you said, look at the numbers, in it for money or whatever. Right. Like my existence online, part of the reason why I got into it, and because I was making edits and all that shit long before I got into commentary. I did it for fun. I did it as a hobby. I did it because it's something I enjoy. And I've tried to maintain that in commentary as well. It's been a little bit more difficult in commentary just because, I've had, stuff like this, KHuck wanting me to come on and be a co-host. And
right.
I've had other people who wanted me to co-host with them or wanted me to start podcasts with them or whatever. And up until KHuck, I had just always said no, because I don't want it to feel, as soon as something becomes like an obligation, it's
not fun anymore.
Stops being fun. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's what you don't want.
Yeah.
You don't want to burn out too fucking easily either. That's what you don't want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like, people focus on the numbers way too much. It's really gay. But I can understand why people get into that mindset, though. I feel like I've definitely done it a couple times, but I try to steer clear of doing that kind of shit.
Well, like you said, it's truly, when it comes to the numbers, it's in the algorithm, it's truly the fucking luck of the draw. Because
no, for real,
You already have these YouTubers that are fucking handpicked already.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that in mind. They were handpicked years ago. So it's just us fucking fighting each other, basically. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
not competing with us. They don't give a shit about us.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, they're nice behind the scenes. Like I've spoken with countless fucking people like that are like 100 category, millions category. Like they're cool as shit behind the scenes, but that's not really them online. That's in their channel. That's not who they are.
Yeah.
You don't really know who they are.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? You don't. And even in commentary, like we don't really all know each other. We only know what people want to tell you. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. What
And if you
certain
get
people,
if you get close with people, you still only know a certain degree of what they want to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Unless you truly become friends, and then you start, like video calling, or you start like video chatting where you actually meet up online. Then it's a whole different story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you truly, you became friends online, and that's your connection, and then you grow from there. But some people don't get too far. So
yeah. Well, I'm glad that, I think that this conversation was needed, and I think that this has been a very good conversation so far. And I think that, the three of us, and other people too, I hope, can, take this, that what we're talking about, and hopefully apply it to, if they want to think about making content, or they can use it for their, everyday life or IRL life, whatever you guys want to do. I hope that, the opinions that we have here have been the same, for the most part, since we've all first started in this sphere, right? And our opinions do change, and that's the other controversial topic, I guess, or another thing that some people get criticized for, is their change of opinion when it comes to certain topics or certain subjects or certain people, even, right? Like,
if you change as a person, why wouldn't your opinion change?
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah. That's what I was just getting ready to say.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what I mean, is that, and that's fair, but that's what I mean, is that there are people who get criticized for, standing up for one person, but then like deserting them the next, or that's what it seems anyway. That's what it seems like anyway. But we don't know what goes on behind the scenes when it comes to certain things. We have no clue.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. Public perception.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And like nobody knows really, like behind the scenes, who's DMing each other, who's reaching out to other people and shit like that.
Yeah.
So.
Like what I do is that and I've said this before, what you see is what you get with me to a certain degree. Yes, am I do I put on a little bit more of a show, if you will, when I'm talking with my audience or talking with Maggot or something like that online? Yes. But am I ultimately true to myself? Yes. Now, does my opinion change of certain people or certain situations? Like, I can't think of one, for example, off the top of my head. Probably like I'd say probably my perception on like the whole blood sports thing, or the whole Spurg thing, I think has changed a little bit. But not very much, but that's really the only thing that I can really think of. And it's like a topic that's been going around now the last couple days, I'd say. So that's why it's kind of fresh in my brain. But, do I try to, but when it comes to like behind the scenes stuff, right? Do I try to maintain a certain like privacy? Yes, absolutely. Like, that's what I've always maintained, that, right? No matter what. But there was a situation that happened, oh god, when was this? Back in August? With somebody who was in our audience, and Megan knows who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That happened, that was a lot more was going on behind the scenes with this person than what people realized, right? So when I had told this said person that I think it would be best if we just split, or if we just went our separate ways, and that we just, stayed separate for a while, a lot of people, when we announced it, like what, a couple days later, maybe not even that.
Yeah, something like that.
That, you know, we separated with this person. A lot of people were confused because they're like, KHuck wouldn't do that. Why is she doing that? But after a while, once they got, you know, some people knew, some people didn't. You know, I chose very carefully on who to really tell about it, because again, I didn't want to make it into a huge thing, right? Just like how with this whole the whole Huggy thing that just happened, like I didn't want to get into it with very much with anybody
You better
else.
be careful, because Zalia's gonna say, you brought it up again.
Well, no, I'm just bringing it up as an example. I'm just bringing it up as an example.
I'm
That's
just
all.
saying.
Look, I don't give a fuck. I hate that shit. That whole you can't talk about this thing that you're not allowed to talk. You just gotta let it go. No, fuck you. I'll fucking talk about whatever I fucking want, and if you don't like it, you can suck my dick. How about that?
Well, there you go.
Oh shit!
See?
Yeah, well, good luck when Zalia comes at you. So
She's not.
I wish she fucking would,
No,
man. I wish she won't.
Well, if she were to,
Oh,
she
that's
would
so
just,
funny.
yeah, she would just get at Maggot just like how she would get at me.
right,
Yeah.
right.
That'd be about the extent of it. But no, I'm just using that as an example, right? Like I just didn't want to make it into a huge thing. Like I didn't make a stream out of it. You know what I mean? I didn't go on myself and I on our
Badwick
channel.
did.
Right, exactly. Badwick did it for me.
I blame Badwick.
Yeah, Badwick did it for me. Thank you, Badwick.
Badwick out here doing the Lord's work, okay?
Right.
Badwick.
Yeah, Badwick did it for us. But again, you know, but I didn't. The only time that I can think of anyway, and I could be wrong, but the one major drama that Megan and I did cover was the first video that Milltown did a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun.
I bet it was.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a lot of fun.
I bet it was.
Not only was it fun to do it with Maggot, because of course, as you've well heard,
right,
Maggot gives no F's.
Right.
But also,
well, I heard your guys' interaction yesterday with Badwick stream. So.
It was just fun to vent it out and to get it off of your chest. Like it was fun in that sense, right? Just yeah, but
letting it go, basically.
The topic itself was not fun, not gonna lie.
No.
But the interaction that Megan and I had and how we were able to cover it and what we did with it and everything that part was fun. And being creative with it, and oh god, Megan, how many things did we have in that docket alone? Like
we had a lot.
Yeah,
we had a lot. It was like a 5-hour stream, so
yeah, it was almost a 5-hour stream. Like that's how much stuff that we had, and that she got. Right. Actually, all credit goes to her that she got, and you know it was just.
I had like 3 pages worth of fucking notes. I came prepared for that.
Yeah,
I've been there. Trust me, I've been there.
Yeah, I think the closest thing that I came to. No, I've done some research on like the different people that I've talked to and stuff. Yeah, but the closest in-depth research that I probably did, and I need to do more of, but was with the audition that I did for the broadcast. That took, oh god, how long did that take? Like 3-4 days? Something like that for me to create and everything. And bear in mind, that was like the first time that I've ever done anything like that before. Ever. I had never.
Can I ask what the audition was?
So what I did was, I'm trying to think of how to describe this. So what we were told during the audition process was to bring a topic that we wanted to talk about on stream. It could be about anything. It could be drama related. Okay. It could be anything that we find fun.
So you basically had to give a sample of how you would approach that, or
no? Essentially.
I mean,
kind of, yeah. But what we did, and we had to limit it to, I think at the time, we had like 30 or 40 minutes or something like that. So we had to limit it down if we could to that time frame, to like 30-40 minutes, because at the time they had
just one topic.
Well, we could probably have done 2, but
I believe it was any topic they wanted. It was whatever topic that they wanted to discuss. Just whatever. They just had to like.
And 30 and 40 minutes is hard.
Well, it was.
You've seen my channel. I go longer than that.
Well, yeah, but it was my first time ever doing that though. It was.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was my first. Yeah, so
Okay.
it was my first experience into doing.
So you've never
like
done
that.
an upload?
No.
You've never done like a topic upload like most YouTubers? No.
Nope.
She hasn't.
Nope.
Oh my gosh, I must be a rare one then.
Nope, never did. Nope.
So that would have. Oh wow.
Yep, went straight into after that episode and after the audition process and all that. Shortly thereafter, that's when I just jumped into streaming. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So you must have been frustrated when you didn't get it.
Well, yes and no. I mean,
because you put a lot of fucking work into that. You know what I mean? Especially for someone that's never done that before. Like,
yes
I mean,
and no. But the way that I look at it is this. Yes,
have you ever thought about just uploading it to your channel?
I have not asked if I could. No. I would like to. I've thought about it.
Can you change it?
Why do you need to ask? It's your work.
If you're gonna,
it's your work, KHuck.
Oh, okay.
You can always alter it too. You can always alter it if you need to. Like it just depends on what the rules are.
Yeah,
for broadcast. You see what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that is your content.
I would think
that you're not part of the broadcast, so there's no reason why you can't.
At the end of the day, that's yours. But if you feel like you need to ask them, I would go ahead. But you can also alter it.
Okay.
And just upload it. Okay. And just say, this is what I would have done if, you know what I mean? Like, just make it catchy.
Yeah, just title it and be like, yeah, here's my broadcast edition, yeah.
Never would have thought of it that way. But yeah,
see how you can make anything content?
True, yeah. No, that's actually not a bad idea. I'll have to see what I can do with that. But
just showcase who you are. That's really all it comes down to. You're just showing who you are.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I could probably do that and just see, but yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I'll have to ask Eileen what if
I'm pretty sure it's not an issue because you're not a part of the broadcast.
No, I wouldn't think it would be either, but just as a courtesy, I'll just ask her or just see, if I can. But I don't think I don't know why.
She's gonna look at you. You know exactly what she's gonna do. She's gonna look at you and be like, "Why the fuck are you asking me? Why are you asking me for
permission?" She's gonna say the same thing. She's probably gonna give you dirty look, but you can't even see her. So
true. But anyway,
she's gonna give you that eyebrow that she has on her chin, the little cartoon that she's got. It's a little eyebrow.
Yeah.
Like, girl, why are you asking me that?
Yeah, true.
Stop it.
But anyway, so after that audition, it was, I was the last episode to air, but I also had that episode with Bunny. And that was that episode, her audition was fucking hilarious. Bunny and I were the last ones to air, and then like a couple days later was when they announced the winners, and it ended up being Bunny and Rennie. But was I frustrated? Yes, of course I was frustrated because
if you think about it, Bunny does that for a living, even if it's not on
exactly. Yeah.
Even if it's not on YouTube, she does that for a living with what she does. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's just natural for her.
Oh yeah, 100%. So she won, rightfully so, and Rennie did too, rightfully so. And was I frustrated? Yeah, of course I was frustrated. I'm not gonna lie, but it also led me to my own channel, to making my own content and doing what I'm doing now. So it ended up working out, and I love it.
Yeah, because if it wasn't for, I'm gonna be fair. Like if it wasn't for Leah, basically promoting you, I never would have found you.
Oh, well, there you go. See. Yeah.
Yeah. If it wasn't for Leah promoting you, I never would have found you. But the thing that got me on your stream wasn't the content itself. It was your laugh.
Oh,
when you like lose your shit and you just start laughing, that's really contagious. And I was like, okay, I'm following. I'm
thank
good.
You.
You got me. I'm good.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. Oh, that's so awesome. Thank you. Yeah. That laugh gets me in trouble.
I like I said, I could not decide. I watched every stream of yours. And I couldn't fucking decide which one to clip because I only do 3 minutes.
Oh, that's so sweet.
For the intro.
Thank you.
It was frustrating. I was like, which one do I pick?
Oh, that for the stream yesterday, I heard those. Those were funny. The one with me asking Mitch, "Did you go
what
to
you and Miss.
school?"
Did you go
Yeah,
to school? Did you go to fucking high school? I was like, oh Jesus.
yeah, that one was dumb. Of me to ask him, but that's not what I meant.
I'm out. Bye, guys.
Yeah, that's not what I meant at all. And Megan and Mitch
And
lost
then
their shit.
the throbbing horsecock. I had to put that in there. I'm sorry, but I
speaking
had
of
to
throbbing horsecock, oh, that was hilarious. Oh my god, that was so funny.
I had to put that in there.
Well, thank you. I appreciate. No, it was great. That intro was great. I loved it. Thank you. That's very sweet of you to say. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Well, I really don't have anything else at the moment. I think how long we got? We're at like what? Almost, holy shit. We're
3
almost 3
hours.
hours. Holy moly.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and end it here, guys. But yeah, I really think that this was a great conversation. I'm really happy that we were able to get this going and that we were able to talk and all that. And you are always welcome back at any time. I think that I hope that so tomorrow you're live streaming tomorrow, is that right?
Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday. Okay, so you're live streaming Wednesday at 12:15 Central Standard Time, 1:15 Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, if you guys are a Saw fanatic, because I mean I had to watch the 10th movie. I've been watching this fucking series for 20 years, for God's sakes. But if you guys are, interested at all, and I'm also doing a trivia, so there is a category involved.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Yeah,
so
the people just have to, answer the 10 questions. They are random, and most people should know this. If you are a Saw fanatic, you should know these questions.
Oh, great. Awesome. Okay, well, I put the link in the chat. That's for Wednesday at 12:15 Central, 1:15 Eastern. So feel free to go get notified, go subscribe to her. I'm glad that you're going back to streaming. So do you real quick, are you planning on any more streams besides this one?
Saturday I will be doing. It's long overdue. I have to talk about AI and everything that surrounds it, because people are petrified, and the spirituality aspect of that as well. Because it's going to be Halloween and people have a theory on that too. So
Nice.
I will be talking about those types of interesting things.
Okay.
As far as like uploads, I'm still deciding if I want to do like actual like vlogs, because people have, oh my gosh, I've lost count as to how many times people have asked me, how the fuck do you do shit? You can't see, you can't hear. We want to see how you do shit. And for some people, it's like they're just nosy.
No,
but a lot of people are genuinely curious as to how I do things because I can't see.
Right.
And
right.
I cook. I basically cook, clean, do everything without vision. I do everything based on my sense of smell and my strong sense of touch. That's just how I do everything.
Oh,
but
very
they want
cool.
to see. They want to see. In action.
Oh,
Fair
yeah,
enough.
that would be really neat, actually. That would be really cool if you did
Yeah.
that. But no, I think, but no, we appreciate you. Thank you so much, JoJo, for coming on again. You are a breath of fresh air. You are welcome here.
No
you are
problem.
welcome here anytime. Feel free to stop on by or whatever. But yeah, go check her out. Go check out her channel and go check out her live stream tomorrow afternoon if you guys can. I plan on tuning in at least for a little bit, at least
Wednesday.
if I can. Wednesday, excuse me. On Wednesday, I plan on tuning in on Wednesday. I have it notified. So yeah, but thank you so much, JoJo, for coming on. I'm glad that we were able to have this
Absolutely.
conversation. And you have a wonderful night, ma'am.
You too.
Thank you.
See you, JoJo.
All right. Bye.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
That was actually a really good conversation. I think that went really, really well. And I think that she is a breath of fresh air, and I enjoyed it. So, well, thank you guys all for coming out here tonight. Sorry for the technical difficulties earlier, but at least we got it up and going.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you over to Ms. Xylee because she is going over the SS Sniper Wolf thing.
Oh my god.
And
Kill myself. I'm so fucking sick.
well, I'm just saying, if
Like,
anybody's interested, they can go.
Oh my god. I'm so tired of fucking Sniper Wolf.
They're going over the Twitter space, apparently, that happened. So, yeah, broke the internet.
Oh,
apparently.
well.
So, yeah.
Look, everybody else, you enjoy that, okay?
Go, if you want to go watch it, go raid Xylee. Go see that if you guys want to. But yeah, no, thank you guys for coming out here again tonight. Appreciate it. We will also be back on Wednesday at 7 Central, 8 Eastern for Top Tomato. Yeah.
I'm excited for that one.
I
Yeah.
am too. That's gonna be a lot of fun. So be on the that one's already up and scheduled, so go check that out. Maggot made the thumbnail for it and it is adorable. And she also made the thumbnail for tonight's stream, which is also awesome and I love it. So but yeah, go check that out. Go check out Xylee, give her a KHuck rate if you want. But yeah, we will let me get to my ending screen here. And yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and end it here, guys. I'm not gonna play any music, but Maggot, I will talk to you later, my dear.
All right, see you.
Okay, bye. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. But thanks you guys again for coming out, and we will see you back here on Wednesday night, guys. Bye.